so... Not the DJ. The song the DJ is playing has become louder.
Okay, is this better? Okay, we're live.
We are live. When last we left our when we left our intrepid space adventurers, they had just picked up one Dr. Stephen Albert, an expert in ancient space archaeology, from being dead after being attacked by pirates in the I believe this beacon name is X613, yes?
Okay.
We may not have established that.
X613, yep.
And we're moving, and when we left off, we had jumped space northeast.
Yes.
Jumped space northeast to pick up that job you guys took.
We totally did take a job.
Okay.
Yes.
Just to remind me, did Stephen Albert come with stats? Or is he just a passenger?
That is an excellent question.
Sorry, continue with your exposition. We'll get back to that later.
Yes, we'll get back to the moment. Well, I mean, the only other thing I have to say is that you arrive at the beacon and you're immediately attacked by pirates.
Oh, good.
This does not surprise me.
Good. Okay. Space. I have written down Dr. Stephen Albert, space archaeologist.
Space archaeologist. Well, he is a mantis. We established that, and there should be stats for him. He should have stats, because anybody that comes in your ship, like, you can technically use for crew, like in FTL. But I don't have them, but I can make them up.
Awesome.
I can. Here, let me type them into the group message really quick. Give me just a second here.
This is one thing I like about your DM style. It's very freeform.
Yeah.
Oh, we need a thing? Let's make a thing.
Yeah, let's make a thing. Well,
A thing.
if there's anything I've if there's anything I've learned, it's that you kind of have to be willing to. You have to kind of be willing to improvise on the spot all the time.
And I do appreciate that. I remember we ended
all
sort of...
DMs consider a universal feature.
We ended sort of abruptly last time, so maybe we didn't get to his stats. That's fine.
Yeah, that might be it.
Had to split into other things.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, we were, because time was running short, and I just wanted to get past that encounter, so I didn't have time to. But we'll go with these stats that I just put in. We'll make them up. His health is going to be 8, strength 9, dex 10. I'm writing this down for my official records so that it's canon. Also, anything I make up on the spot is subject to change.
Unless you write it down, it becomes canon.
Even that I can change.
Oh
dear.
I'm a fan of space cannons. Especially the ones we get to shoot pirates with.
Well, I did retcon Modar's intelligence to be 15 instead of 16, so that was
because we were abusing it.
Yes.
It'd be nice to know when that thing happens, because I'm keeping track of them as well.
Yeah, I wanted to start off the session by saying that I had retconned that to be different than what it was.
Okay. And does he have any points in any of his skills at all? Was my other question.
Modar does not. Amy has a level in shields and a level in repair.
I mean, does Stephen Albert have one?
Oh, Steven, no. Goodness no.
Yeah, we know Amy's awesome.
Steven is a mantis, so he has innate abilities like moving faster and being better at combat, but he doesn't have any
But he's
experience.
an archaeologist, so he has an innate how do I stab disability.
Yes, this is true, actually.
Right, okay.
He's kind of like, he'd be sort of like having...
He's like a barbarian with charisma as his main stat.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Interesting.
Or like, what's a race that's particularly warlike, but then has like the personality of like Daniel Jackson from Stargate or something like that?
Daniel Jackson.
He's a half-orc Daniel Jackson. Got it.
Perfect.
Maybe that's a bad way of doing it. Anyway, there's a rock ship flying towards you. I rolled him up in between encounters, so I already have all of his stats ready for you. His weapons are primed. He's driving straight towards you. This ship has a hull of 5, armor of 1, shields of 1, and 3 weapons.
I add 1 to all of his weapons and divide their attack power by 2.
What?
You can't do that.
Roll for initiative?
Look,
Question mark.
I just
Yes.
unprimed them, alright?
Boo! Boo! Boo!
You're only booing because you didn't think of it first.
Actually, I'm booing because it was hilarious. Add them all together to fight the fight.
Hold on, we're space northeast of X613, right?
Yeah, there is no, for record, there's no station at this beacon, but there is a habitable planet, and it's Togar 4, spelled Togar.
Are we going to a Togarty?
Okay, the first one, okay. This.
Which, in case you missed it, was a toga party.
No. No.
Yes.
Bad. Boo.
We got that one.
Wilberforce. Do your thing, Wilberforce. Are we gonna hail him, or are we just gonna open fire?
Well, has he opened fire on us yet?
He's going to if you don't. I mean, actually, he's going to regardless of what you do. It is pretty much inevitable at this point.
How do we know this?
I challenge him to a rap battle.
Well, he hasn't hailed.
It is well known that rocks, despite being terrible at rapping, have a really hard time ignoring a challenge. It's like Pokemon poetry. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy joke.
It's like what?
Just don't pay any attention to him. I stopped listening to him like 3 sessions ago.
This explains so many things.
It does actually explain a lot of things. Well, he's got his weapons primed and he's coming at you.
Okay, let's follow protocol. Scan the heck out of his ship with our updated sensors, and then hail him and warn him about our superior military capacity and see if he wants to surrender. Or at least power down his weapons.
I open a hailing channel to the rock ship.
It's not received.
That's okay, I broadcast anyway.
Or at least there's no response.
Don's a space orator exhibitionist.
This is
No one's
Wilberforce
listening,
Jericho,
but I'm going to
Carruthers
give them the
III,
speech
captain
anyway.
of the Durango. Attention, oncoming ship. It looks like you're about to pick a fight. That would be a bad idea. If you do not respond, we'll be forced to defend ourselves.
Get him.
There's no response, and all of his weapons gain one turn of charge.
Oh man, well,
Hey, by now the sensors have probably come back with what we're up
you
against.
should have
Is
rolled
it
for
actually
initiative,
a bad
Don.
idea? This game doesn't actually have rolls for initiative.
Yes, it does.
Oh, really?
Shots fired!
I rolled for initiative.
We've been rolling for initiative in literally every combat.
Literally every combat. Have you not been here for that? You are the pilot.
Listen, I've been busy hailing. It's a very stressful job.
Don, what did you roll?
Hang on a sec. I'd like to take a brief moment to point out to you all that I have purchased a new set of dice.
Good.
Oh, fantastic.
Are they shiny and
Incredibly
pretty?
shiny. And made of solid zinc
Wow.
with a super fancy chrome polish finish.
Exciting.
They weigh about 8 grams apiece.
Wow.
And roll like a boss. Except for that one, which was a 6.
Well, that's okay, because he rolled a 16.
So, it's not really okay in the sense that it was a good roll. It's okay in the sense that it would have been really hard for me to beat it, so I shouldn't have bothered trying.
Well, your scans have come back, and he's got 3 weapons. Strangely enough, none of them are rockets. Normally, rocks.
Rockets.
Well, okay.
You kind of
Missiles.
walked into that one.
Yeah, that was. Can't take that. Strangely enough, none of them are missile weapons. Rocks usually prefer to use missile weapons, but he's wielding a basic laser, a dual laser, and an ion blast. And the dual laser has been upgraded to have 1 armor piercing.
Okay.
The basic laser has no armor piercing. Oh yeah, and he has 1 armor.
Ha.
Oh yeah, all of his weapons have 2 turns of cooldown, and because he got the initiative roll, he's going to be able to fire all of them next turn. So
Commence explosion dodge.
Okay.
commence
So
explosion dodge.
hang on.
Your turn.
100%
Your
serious
weapons.
on that. I initiate evasive maneuvers for the next 2 turns while our weapons power up.
Good idea.
Yes.
Out of curiosity,
Do we
where's
have a
the rest
picture of the ship?
of this ship? Oh yeah, sure. Let me put it on the thing.
Yes. Meanwhile, we're gonna have Jewel on the shields.
Wait, what?
Amy. He means Amy on the shields.
Well, yes, but I had to get at least one Firefly reference.
Called the rocket. Rocket.
The Rockettes. It's pronounced Rockettes.
The rocket.
Rockets.
Only one rock singing. There's your picture. Except obviously that's the layout. Obviously the weapons are a little different, and there are 2 rock crewmen.
And how many is it? Are the shields one layer of shields as well?
Yes, there's 1
Okay.
point of shields. They have 2 power and shields, which means they have 1 shields. So you said that you're gonna put Amy in the shields.
Well, she's got a
Yeah,
point
because
skill
it
there.
recharges faster, right?
Yes, and Phil, you're gonna be in weapons.
Bingo.
Modar, I'm assuming is gonna put in engines.
Voltron is going to be in weapons.
Voltron is gonna be weapons. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Modar is in
in
engines.
Yep.
And where would you like to have Dr. Albert?
He doesn't have any skills at all.
He doesn't have any points and abilities now.
Put him in the med bay. No, I don't know.
We don't really have any.
Put him in the med bay.
What man is?
Medbay it is. Alright, Don, you are explosion dodging for the next 2 turns, which means you cannot fire, but this there are gonna be so many times where our recordings are interrupted by me laughing at the things that you guys put in the group chat.
Oh, I'm missing it. Oh, jeez. Oh, there it is.
Okay, well, that means it's the Rock Pirate's turn, and he fires all 3 of his weapons. Which means, Don, you will be making some dodge rolls.
Yay! Dodge rolls.
Although he
Huzzah.
actually needs... Actually, he needs to hit you first.
Yeah,
On
but
all
I
3
think
of
I'll
those.
still be making some dodge rolls.
You will be making 3 dodge rolls because he hit successfully with all 3 shots.
dear.
Oh boy. Okay, let's go. Brand new D20. Don't fail me now. That's a 14 for the first one.
Let's see. Let's see. You've got 1, 2.
I'm at a +2, I believe.
Plus
You're
2.
plus
And
plus
1
2.
for evasive, right?
Oh yeah, and I'm evasiving. So
And because you're manning it is
+1 from my dex, +1 from manning it, +1 from evasive. So that's a
3.
total of +3, and I rolled a 14, so that's a 17.
Not good enough.
Wow.
You need an 18.
What a shot.
Boy.
What a legend.
That's okay. Modar's gonna roll, and you have +1, 2, 3, 4.
How does he have plus 4?
Manning.
That's amazing.
You have 2 power and engines, which gives you 1.
Oh, right.
He's manning it, which gives you 1, and he's got 2 bonus points from his IQ.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
Is the engine on IQ, or is it?
Yes, engines.
I think so.
That's why we
yeah.
had him there. I mean, that's what I have written down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's IQ. So he has +4, but he has to hit a 19, and he rolls a 7. So the first
Ugh.
shot hits you. Fortunately, it's a basic laser with no armor piercing, which means it does 0 damage. No, it does take out your shields.
One
Takes
shield.
me out.
1 shield, which is
Oh,
all
we
you
only
have
have
right now.
one right now. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we only have one.
How long does it take to recharge with Amy on the system?
Oh boy.
Amy's awesome.
Let's see,
Take
4, 3. Depending on her stats, let me look up her stats really quick. 2. Wow, only 2? Really?
2 turns. That's why you put someone in the shield room, man.
Amy's awesome. The end.
Wow. Yeah, because her IQ is 12, which means she gets +1 for that, +1 for having a level, and +1 for manning it. And it's normally 5, so it's 2 turns that'll be down.
Oh, wow.
Don, try to dodge the next shot. You've got +4, right? So you need to roll a...
I'm +3, Motor's +4.
Right, you're +3, so you need to roll a 17, 16, 15.
I rolled a 3.
Ooh,
Okay, well, Motor's +4 to get a 19, and he rolls an 8. No good.
Hit again.
And this is with the dual laser, so actually, technically, you need to try and dodge the second shot as well, Don.
Gladly.
Ugh.
I rolled an 8.
Motor rolls a 12, so you get hit with both of those shots, and they both have armor piercing of 1, which means you take dose damage.
Okay. Sounds fun.
I would like to take back at least one disparaging comment regarding rock accuracy I have made in my life.
He's rolling to hit you on the other one, and he almost... Actually, he almost misses you. Wait, what's his bonus?
He almost misses? Well, that sounds great.
Nope, yeah, he got you. With the Iron Blast.
Of course he did.
Which is currently targeted at your shields. So,
Come on, Kaylee, don't fail us now.
roll for the
I mean,
dodge. You're gonna be saying that forever, aren't you?
Pretty much. I rolled a 14.
So 8,
15, 16,
17?
17. Are you +3, Don, or +4?
+3.
Ah, so close.
Oh,
Let's see what
come
Motor rolls.
on! How would it hit so high? Come on!
Modar does not.
Man, Motor is throwing badly tonight.
Here's the thing, Voltron. We just encountered a major story plot point, so obviously this is going to be a mini-boss.
That was how it's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was.
Ooh, my rock jokes. I'm just getting started.
Oh boy, I cannot wait. I haven't actually been reading most of them.
It's okay. What next? Or is it? How long does the ion
just read it.
last?
3 turns, I believe.
And then it starts recharging, so we're back to 5
Yes.
anyway. Jeez, okay.
Back to
It's a
5
good
anyway.
thing Kaylee's on it.
On your turn, you'll be able to fire your ion next turn, as well as your mini beam. But your mini beam won't do anything because it doesn't have any armor piercing. Oh no, actually, it still will, because we decided that armor piercing on beam weapons reduces from the total damage. So you'll be able to fire that next turn as well. And I'm assuming you're still taking evasive maneuvering.
For this turn, yes.
There's 2 turns in a row, right?
Yep. So you get plus to your dodge on the next turn. It's his turn. He begins to recharge his weapons. So it's back to your turn, and you can fire if you'd like.
Yeah, he fired with all
We'd
3,
like.
so...
What shall
yeah,
we do?
I am done evasive maneuvering. Let's shoot his pants off.
Phil, you can fire with the ion and with the mini beam this turn if you'd like.
Mini beam gets completely blocked by shields, right?
Yes.
Okay,
But
so...
So, open with the ion.
Sorry, go ahead. What did you say?
If you open with the ion and take out the shield, then you can
Of course, if we open with the ion. Well, of course, we're going to open with the ion, then targeting the shields with the ion cannon.
target the shields, and you need to hit. You need to hit an 8.
Okay, well,
But you've got +2.
I rolled a 7, so...
Perfect. He's got to hit a.
200.
He definitely misses.
Um...
It's a hit with the ion beam, which takes out their shields for 3 turns. Their shields are down.
Okay, and the mini beam will be next. And this is 1 to 3 damage, IQ roll for damage, and the armor reduces the total damage.
Yes.
And a 10% chance to start a fire.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Which rooms would you like to target?
Well, we can target 3 rooms, right?
With yes.
So ideally,
engines, helmet, shields.
exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Draw the line, weapons, pilot and shields rooms and see if we can get some damage on all 3.
Yeah, sounds good.
I like it.
Okay, and I'm making an IQ roll. Oof.
Yes.
What's my IQ at? 12. Okay.
So you get +1 to it, and you need to hit a. I think you only need to hit like a.
Do I get +1 for manning the weapon on this or not?
That's a good question. I actually never determined that.
Oh.
I think you only get the IQ. It's actually a really good question because I haven't determined how mini beams would work on an automatic targeting computer.
I think you said there's like cutoffs for like if you roll a certain number you get 1, a certain higher number you get 2 damage, a higher number you get 3 or whatever, right?
Yeah. So like if you hit 7 on your IQ roll, you'll do all 3 damage.
Okay, well I'm at least
because in FTL it's really not that hard to maximize beam damage.
Then I think then it's just like the weapons recharge faster when you got someone in the weapons room, and I don't know if the IQ bonus would. I don't think you should get a bonus for manning it with the IQ weapon. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Just I mean,
well, I rolled a 9 and I'm at +1,
so 3 damage reduced by 1 for his shields, 2 damage, which takes him down to 3 points in the hole. And I'm gonna quick roll for the fire chance.
Yeah, fire.
No fire this time. Sorry.
So you're saying Phil didn't start the fire?
Oh my goodness. However, you did do a point of damage to the piloting, which means he won't be able to dodge until he fixes it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, we got a heavy laser coming up in 1 turn, so...
Yeah.
And it does 2 damage, so...
Awesome. Your ion... You get 2 more turns on your ion, and it'll be done. It's his turn. Weapons are charging. He completely fails his IQ roll on the... fixing it, so his friend is going to run into the room and try to help him fix it too, which means he's not on the shields helping them recharge. They go down to 2 more turns of being ioned. However, all 3 of his weapons will be up next turn again. But he doesn't have anyone manning them, so he won't have that bonus. Your turn. Your turn. Your heavy laser is ready.
Well, let's get him with the heavy laser, baby. Oh, and just remind me, I get points in weapons just for shooting every time I shoot, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I'm keeping track of that.
If I can successfully dodge 2 more, I'll have a rank in navigation.
Which will give you +1 to
That'd be
it.
sick, man. Okay, let's shoot the heavy laser then.
Firing heavy laser. Roll for it.
I rolled a 6.
You suck.
+2 is
8, which is exactly what you need.
I mean, good job.
had some rough rolls, man. Oh, that's a
What were
good
you
question.
targeting?
I think the weapons, right? Or maybe the shields. Since the shields are down, maybe the
If the
weapons.
shields are down, let's shoot. Oh, wait, he's about to shoot next turn, isn't he?
Right, I think the weapons.
Weapons. He can't dodge because his piloting is completely out. You hit the weapons and disable the basic laser.
Nice.
Well,
You do
it's a
1,
start.
is it 1 damage there? So he's down to 2 hull?
Your heavy laser does 2 damage with 1 armor piercing.
He has 1 hole left.
So he has 1 hole left.
Okay.
Awesome.
Their response is that they are charging up their FTL.
That's right, they are.
Looks like 3 turns to spool it up, though, right?
Yeah, it'll be more than that actually.
Alright. We gonna crush him.
And they also fire their dual laser and their ion blast. Oh boy, they need to hit. They need an 8, and he does for the dual laser, and he misses with the ion. In fact, he critically fails and ions his own weapons.
Oh dear.
I mean, his own engines, which means they're gonna have a lot harder time charging up. However, Don, you're gonna have to try and dodge 2 of those. The dual lasers fired twice, so you're gonna have to try and dodge those.
Here we go. At
those
least
2.
he doesn't have his weapon accuracy bonus. Alright. First roll is a 4, never mind. Second roll is a 9.
That's okay.
Still-
That's okay because Modar rolled a 17 on his second roll, which means you dodged the second one.
Yay! Now, did
So,
Modar
Phil,
and
that's
I both get credit for the dodge, or just Modar?
In FTL, you would both get credit for it. Although I feel like it would make sense if you only got credit if you were the one that made the roll, but I know that in FTL you
You
both,
both
get
get
credit.
credit. Yeah, I think that
Anytime-
would be consistent.
Anytime you dodge in FTL, both the pilot and the engines person get credit. So I'd be
Right.
okay with that.
Well, I'm okay with that.
Don's not complaining.
Phil, are you keeping track of
For the
Modar's?
record, I now have 13.
Yes, he's got 3 engines out of 15 for a level.
Yep. Well, it takes a lot of battles to
I
level
only
up
need
in
14
FTL
to
too.
level.
That's true.
And 1 point away.
Well,
Nice.
the good news is
Very exciting time to be alive.
the good news is it's now your turn, and the shields are no longer ion, which means Amy starts recharging them. It'll be 2 more turns until they're ready to go.
Question. Don.
Yeah.
Pilot. Wilberforce, I should say Wilberforce, Jericho, Carahers, Third the Third.
Carathers.
Carathers. Are we going to play the merciless, I guess, lawful evil route and destroy this ship? Or are we going to hail them and give them a chance to surrender?
Given how well the last hailing went, I'm not expecting them to even say anything. And we could use this
Fair.
crap. Plus, they attacked us without warning, no demands, so I kind of don't really think they're in it for anything other than blowing us up.
That's fair.
Plus, I don't like them, because they did not accept my challenge to a
Alright,
rap battle.
let's blow them up.
Well, it's your turn, and you've got the ion beam and the ion blast and the mini beam up.
Fire!
And their shields are down, let's hit them with the mini beam.
Fire all cannons. Main gun. Secondary gun.
Same targeting as last time.
Same targeting as last time. As long as you
Tertiary
hit him,
gun.
as long as you hit him, you'll tear him apart.
I rolled an
Chewing
11.
gun.
Oh my goodness.
And if we still have a gun, shoot that too.
I've got a blaster
I
pistol.
don't
I can
want
come
him
up to the
on my
cockpit
ship.
and put a hole in your kneecap.
Phil, what did you roll?
I rolled an 11.
It's a hit. The
Actually, second
pirate
thought, if we have any guns on board, throw them out the airlock.
guns. It's a hit. The pirate breaks into pieces and explodes in a fiery fireball of explosion. You get, let's see, let me check your XP from the left.
Thank you.
Boy, what level are you guys right now?
Level
700.
4.
Level
The ship
4.
is level 4, that is.
The ship is level 4. That's all that matters.
Right.
Where's the dragon?
Yeah, nice try. You don't level up quite this one. No, you do. No, you don't. Shoot, I'm
This
having a hard
roller coaster
time.
Our
ride is-
Space Master has no idea what's going on.
Has no idea what's that. Sorry, you do not level up, but you're really close to the next one. I'm just trying to keep track of where we're at.
Cool, but not cool enough, is what you're saying.
Not cool enough. But you did get some good experience, and you also get, let's see, you get 22 scrap. Holy cow! Rolled high on the scrap.
Did either of the rocks survive?
No.
No. Okay. That's the only reason I wasn't too worried about blowing it up.
Why?
Because, rocks do just fine without air.
I mean, I
And
could.
in hard vacuum.
I
I
mean,
was just curious.
I'm gonna punch you.
Why?
let's see.
It's perfectly valid.
22 scrap.
Which brings you up to 48.
Which is enough to buy 2 space burgers on the nearest planet. Or a ship-based weapon system.
You also find 3 fuel,
Sweet!
which brings you up to 10, 11, 12.
Oh man, we can go forever.
You're able to salvage a good amount from that.
It'll at least get us out of this sector.
It will at least get you out
Right.
of this sector.
When
Speaking
do
of
we ever
getting
get
out of this sector,
sector?
speaking of getting out of this sector, you have agreed to take a job that will take you out of this semester, should you choose to follow it through.
Somebody's a college student.
As long as we pass our classes.
Well, okay, somebody has been a college student for a very long time.
It's okay. We've all been there.
Oh, ooh, now I get to pull up some cool descriptions of stuff. Excellent. Oh, so excited about this session. Okay, so you have the agreement when you took the job so that you would meet a man named Marcus Orion at a joint called the Lucky Eight on the planet Togar 4. You land on Togar 4 without trouble
That was
or
quick.
incident.
And boring.
Wait a second. Marcus Orion.
Marcus Orion.
Okay,
Not to be confused with Marcus Aurelius.
didn't write that down last time. Oh, wait, here it is. Pickup site, space east of Oros. Drop off is somewhere in X7. Marcus
Yes.
Orion is our quest NPC.
Yes, he's your quest to NPC at this point. Is there any? I mean, you land on the planet. For the purpose of the story, I'm going to assume you go straight to the Lucky Eight to meet the guy. I mean, the details of picking up the job were like detailed enough to tell you which table to go sit at.
For the purposes of not walking out of this meeting with my ship tethered to a building, I'm also going to
come on!
go straight to the guy.
Well, it was one time.
I mean, you don't have to go straight there, but you arrive like on the day that you settled on. So
It's by far for the best. Now, we took some ship damage, right?
yes, you did.
Can we get that repaired?
Me neither. Sorry, hold on.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi!
They say hi.
Oh, she can't actually hear us.
That's why I'm talking for you.
Got it.
So yes, you can get that repaired, and it will cost you. Local prices are high. It's going to cost you 5 scrap a piece to per point of damage.
Per
And
point.
Gabby, you can verify that I rolled a.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So how many?
Maybe I should start rolling.
I have a randomly generated
please do.
I have a randomly generated market system.
Is that how that works?
So how many points do we need to repair? We're at
I do.
8, right? Or what?
You're at 8. If you want to go back to full health, it'll cost you 10 scrap.
That's no big deal.
Which
Which
is
is alright. I got
valid-
like, what, 50?
You have 48, which would take you down to 38. But you'd still have gained scrap on your last encounter.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Down
Net
to,
positive. Yep.
back to hull with 38 health.
Repair us. I mean, unless I can just walk outside with a welding torch and burn a hole in a single spot to heal it. I hear
You
that
could
works in some situations.
you could maybe do another point of damage to your hull with a burning torch, but I don't know that you could fix it.
Hey, Fel, take a note of that.
I can
With the
do
torch, I can do a point of damage to a ship. That may come in handy later.
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
That may be really important later.
Also, I don't think you have a burning torch, so you could buy one of those.
What's the torch cost?
Let's see. Gabby is going to determine for you. 5 scrap.
Dude, I'm thinking 5 scrap is worth it to get a welding torch.
Here's my question: Can you deal a point? Can you deal a point of damage to a ship while it's not in the dock with a welding torch? Because otherwise, I don't know how useful it's going to be.
You know, you're clarifying this and completely reducing my ability to go EVA on some disabled ship.
Yes, I think that was kind of the idea.
But I think
Actually.
your idea was kind of the dumb.
The very definition of a burning torch would require an oxygen source.
Well, that's not actually true.
No, because it burns the gas.
There
or
are some
whatever.
things that can burn, the gas it brings with it. Like, you know how rockets burn in space?
That's valid.
They carry their own source of oxygen with them.
That's valid.
Oh dear.
Okay, listen, do you want to go meet the guy at the thing, or do you want to actually buy a
Let's
torch?
go meet the guy at the thing. We'll talk about the torch later. Wilberforce.
Alright. I'm just saying. You
Here-
might rue the day we don't have a welding torch available to do one last point of damage to an enemy ship.
Could you give me a deck of cards? So the nature of
Have to
this,
play with the deck of many things.
the deck. Shh, you didn't hear that. That's not canon.
For an unrelated,
That's
not
not
actually
canon.
part of anything going on reason, our Space Master needs a deck of cards.
I should have muted my mic when I said that. Okay, I'll try again.
Correct.
Go get me a deck of cards. Thank you.
Failed
There,
the
see,
You
second.
definitely didn't mute your mic that time either, so...
Yes, I did.
Well,
Actually,
I
no,
heard
didn't.
you, so...
It's going to be on the recording.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yes.
What? Then this is totally a jip. Yeah, I have a button. I got a. It should be mic. It should be muted.
Yeah, I can't hear you if you're saying anything right now.
What
Okay,
happened?
so can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, how about now?
Yes.
What? I just
Wait.
pushed the mute
Wait,
button.
did you say something after? How about now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
What? The mute button is on.
I
Bro,
can
I got
mute
bad
you
news
and
for
mumble if you want. Like, that'll work, right?
No, I don't think that's quite the point, is it?
I mean, okay, so forget about all of that. You walk into the Lucky Eight.
I know
It's a-
nothing.
Nothing. It's kind of it's an interesting looking joint. It's like part bar, part poker room, part restaurant. It looks kind of nice. Oh, that reminds me. The planet you landed on, I forgot to describe it to you. Mostly yellow plant coloring, like various.
This planet is mostly yellow.
Well, yeah, like most of the plants, as opposed to being like green, where most of the plants are green on Earth, most of the plants on this planet are varying shades of yellow. The city construction is actually mostly done out of red stone. I mean, it's a modern city in terms of it's in the space age. It has hover technology and all sorts of things. But apparently, there's this red stone that's very abundant on this planet. It's durable and easy to work with, and so they don't import a lot of materials for building stuff. So it kind of looks like an older city, even though it has, obviously all the modern conveniences like a spaceport and things like that. You walk into the Lucky Eight, and you are greeted by a suave, smooth-talking gentleman who's got a lot of swag. Let's see, do I have it? Where's my description of him?
One might say he's swagtastic.
He's like a slick, smooth gambler type of guy.
Gambler.
More like Billy D. Williams.
Who?
Like
Lando
Lan-
Calrissian.
Yeah, like he's the type of guy that would he would be cool enough to just wear a cape, just because.
It would sell his own mother for $1.
No, not really. Probably not. He says, "Greetings, gentlemen. Welcome. You must be Jericho and Voltron. I'm Marcus Orion. Please have a seat. Make yourself comfortable."
Wait, but it told us where to sit, didn't it?
I mean, I told you what table to go to.
Did we go to the table and meet him there, or did he meet us at the door? Because that.
You met him. He was waiting for you at the table.
Oh,
There are
gotcha.
four chairs at the table.
Okay, that's not good.
He says, "Please have a seat. Can I interest you in something to drink or maybe eat? Tonight it's on the house." He pulls up a holographic menu for you.
I ordered something to eat because I'm hungry. Thank
Me
you.
too, because of the close encounters we had with our terrible piloting crew fighting the rock ship.
I
I
don't want
order
to
a
hear it.
stiff drink as well.
Okay. Well, in a couple of minutes.
I am not required by law to hear that.
In a couple of minutes, a polite robot on a Segway mono wheel will come up to you and deliver your food. In the meantime,
A polite robot on a Segway.
Segway mono wheel. It's not.
Well,
It's a one-wheel Segway. How
Yeah,
does he
like-
balance?
it's like a gyroscope robot. He's like a server droid in Star Wars.
Okay, all right.
He comes and delivers your food. In the meantime, you've been just making small talk with Marcus Orion. He says, "I'm very happy that you've been willing to take this job. It's a very exciting offer."
Yes, we also are excited about it.
We'll talk more business when the third party arrives. Should be here any minute.
I excuse myself to go use the bathroom for a moment.
So
Okay.
who's this
Also,
third party?
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Perfect. There'll be no confusion of player and character knowledge then. So Phil is at the bathroom, and we'll say that the other guy doesn't get there
And
until he
so
gets
is
back.
Voltron.
So is Voltron. Marcus tells you that he says, "Well, there's actually it's actually a multi-shipping job. There are actually 2 loads to be taken, and 2 people responded, which was exactly what I was hoping for."
Well, that's certainly convenient.
Well, it's a great job, and with state of things these days, what with pirates running around, and well, you know how it is.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. We made some friends of our own on the way in.
Did you really? Well, I'm sorry if your journey caused you any danger.
Oh, well, you should see the other guy.
Are you guys independent, or do you work for a company?
Boy, are we ever independent.
That's good to hear. It's the best way to maximize your profits.
It's also the best way to avoid unwanted complications.
He looks at you with a knowing smile and says, "I can empathize with that."
I favor him with a knowing glance in return.
He says, "Well, I really expected the other guy to be here by now." He glances at his wrist-mounted chrono.
Yes, well, I glance at my wrist-mounted Zeus.
No, chrono isn't like short for chronometer.
As in Zeus
space.
is in short for Zeusidometer.
As in space term for watch.
As in space term for lightning bolt.
He did not have it.
Alright, I'm back. I come back and sit down at the table.
As you sit down, the third party
It's a good thing you showed up.
Sounded like somebody was throwing lightning bolts around while I was gone.
the last guy
Just a little family squabble.
of the 4 arrives, and he is like straight out of like a 50s space cartoon. Like he's got like a solid jawline, well trimmed slick back hair, like 50s style, and he's wearing this like ludicrous space suit that you would
Johnny
expect.
Bravo, is that you?
You would expect from like a 50s cartoon about space, you know, when it's
say
like
that out loud.
brightly colored and has like the ringlets on the arms and is like awkwardly like, you know, I need a picture.
Does he walk and talk like Elvis? Is he just straight up an Elvis impersonator?
No, he's not.
Are we sure?
Well, because he doesn't really look like Elvis. I'm googling a picture. I mean, I have a picture in my
When
mind.
the serving droid arrives with our food, does he say, "I'll like it very much"?
No, he does not. He. Okay, well, there's no good.
Bad news, guys. Elvis is still dead, even
Yes!
in space future.
That is, except without the shades. That's pretty much exactly it, Phil.
Oh my!
He walks up and he says, "Greetings,
Here's another
fellow
option.
adventurer." There's another good one. He says, "Greeting." He's got a blaster like that on his hip. He says,
Perfect.
"Greetings, space
Terrified how
adventurers.
quickly you found that.
My name is Flynn Quasar,
Okay.
and I'm a space
You have
adventurer."
got to be
man.
kidding me.
He says, Marcus kind of stands awkwardly and like shakes his hand. And he's like, "Pleasure to meet you." He's like, "Pleasure to meet you. Glad to be doing business with you." And Marcus says, "Please make yourself at home. Have a seat. Can I interest you in anything to drink? It's on the house." He says, "No thanks. I'll pass." Marcus is just like,
Oh boy.
"Okay." He says, "Well, you know, Flynn Quasar, I used to be a space adventurer like you."
And then I took an arrow
If you
in
say
the knee.
then I took it out of the knee, I will end you both.
But he says, "Actually, I took a blaster bolt to the knee. Proved to me that I needed to get out of the
Okay, I'm
business.
just gonna end you.
It was getting too dangerous, so I went respectable. Started opening up a chains of places like this. Yeah, this is my place, all right. Of course, it's not the only place I own. It was a successful enough business idea that I've opened up a couple more. A good place for people to just come in and get a drink and a meal and play a game of cards and connect with other people for business opportunities. And of course, on the side, I get a small extra profit connecting people like you who need a job shipping something to people like our client who have a job with something that needs to be shipped."
So, Marcus.
He says, "I've had..."
I'm confused right now.
I've had
is-
problems, of course. Supply problems, labor problems, you name it. But
This guy
I
talks
guess
a lot.
that's just the price of going
Just
respectable.
not the only problem.
So,
I've got right
Marcus,
now.
how do you know this guy, Flynn?
I don't know why we just met.
So,
I'm confused.
Flynn.
Is Flynn the contractor
What are
or
you-
one of the other pilots?
what do you think
Flynn
you're
is
doing
another
here?
pilot. Flynn is another pilot who's gonna take.
Who also runs this place? Who's
No.
taking-
Marcus runs the place. That was Marcus talking.
Oh,
I'm so confused.
I
Sorry,
am too.
Marcus was the one that said I used to be a space adventurer like you, Flynn. But then he went respectable. So now he owns
Okay.
the place.
Right.
Flynn
okay.
is like you. Flynn requires. Flynn
No,
just
Flynn is
responded.
nothing like us.
Flynn just responded. Flynn just responded to the job posting.
Okay.
Interesting. So Marcus was expecting him, but there's,
Yeah.
So we're working together. That doesn't sound like a good
Oh
idea.
No,
yeah,
there-
sorry, that's the thing you missed while you were in the bathroom. There
There-
are actually 2 pilots because it is a 2 cargo job.
Yeah.
Did you
It's
tell
a
him we have an
two-shift job.
abnormally large cargo space and we can probably do it ourselves?
That sounds like a really awkward space pickup line. I recommend you don't say that.
Oh, when we get done with this, we're gonna have to make a supercut of all the times we said.
I've got 15 cargo space in my ship.
Want me to haul something for you?
Anyway,
Want to help me load it up?
he says, well, gentlemen, that's
Okay.
actually a personal policy of mine that I don't do business with anyone I don't trust to play cards. Friendly round of Foursquare, then, gentlemen? He asks. Now, Foursquare is a game that you would recognize.
I'm really glad you clarified that, because otherwise I was about to head out to the playground and grab a bouncy ball.
But on this planet, they play a version of Foursquare called Dutch Foursquare, which is just a slightly different version of it. Really
There
quick
are
question.
Dutch in space.
Really quick question for all of you. Have you ever played Up the River, Down the River?
I've heard of it.
No.
I'm trying to remember, didn't you and Gabby try to teach me that at one point?
We did try to teach you. It's a trick winning game, but you at the beginning of every round you bid on the number of tricks you'll take, and so the goal isn't to just take as many tricks as you can, but to take equal to the number you bid.
Do you start at 8 and go down to 1, then go back up to 8?
In this version, you start at 7, and you go 7, 5, 3, 1, and then 2, 4, 6.
Okay. Yes, I know this game-ish then.
Ish. Well, this is a version where you play in teams, and you
Okay.
and your cross partner are shooting to match. Oh shoot! How did I decide? I tried to make up some rules, and I don't think they worked very well. You score points as a team. So at the end of each round, you add your points and your partners across the table's points. So in the middle of the game, if you can tell that your partner is going to be getting a bunch of massive negative points, you can possibly try and help them win, but you don't know what they have in their hands, so it's a little bit difficult. But it also evens out from a lot of times in this game. You know, it's easy to just get really far behind with lots of negative points. If your partner's doing okay, you can kind of help minimize the damage.
Okay.
Are we going to be simulating this with rolls of the dice because we don't all have the same deck of cards at the same table?
I've actually been trying to think of a way to do this properly.
You roll the dice, you move your mice, nobody gets hurt.
I mean, I could just deal these out and then send you guys individual messages with what you have. I've got a better idea. Gonna be Let's just roll some dice here really quick. Phil, you're on a team with Flynn. Don, you're on a
great.
team with Marcus. And first, we'll go down to the. Ooh. I've got a better idea. We'll say we get to the last round of the game, and based on these dice rolls that I will just make a little bit arbitrarily. Oh, the tides have turned. Okay, made it to the last round of the game. There are 6 cards in your hand, and basically, whoever wins this round will win the game. Of course, it's coming down to the last round. Let's see. Okay, here's what I'll do.
Let's do it.
I'll send you guys. Let me send you guys each individual messages with your cards really quick, and I promise I won't manipulate them.
I promise, he says.
No, this is
And
the
I
truth.
promise I won't cheat either.
No, this is the truth. I actually played a chess game against myself one time.
Did you win?
In which
Interesting.
I did actually, and the crazy thing was, I didn't see it coming.
I'm definitely going with the operative word crazy on that one.
Well, no, it's true. Like I thought, I made an effort to actually try and like play both sides equally. But as the game went on, I think just subconsciously, because it's hard to do that, the white was winning pretty convincingly. And I was thinking I had black pretty much up against the wall, but then I saw a move for black that would force mate in like 3 moves that I hadn't considered as either player up to that point. And it was so brilliant that I just had to let myself do it and beat myself and actually win. It does sound a little crazy actually.
Tad bit.
Let's see. Trump suit is hearts. Phil, Marcus dealt. So no, sorry, Dawn. You bid first. You have 6 cards, and you have those cards that I just sent you.
Okay. So I am bidding how many I will take,
Yes.
and ace high or low.
Ace high.
Trump suit is hearts.
Trump suit is hearts.
You couldn't have set these in order.
Sorry, I was working quickly.
Is this a full deck or a limited deck?
It starts full deck, but obviously the cards that haven't been dealt are still in the pile.
So
But
you
yes,
only
it's
deal
full-
6 to each person.
It's a full deck, but everybody only has 6.
Okay.
So there's only a total of 24 cards dealt.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Oh man, I know nothing about this game, it turns out. Give me 1 second.
All we have to do is
decide.
impress Marcus, so let him win, or maybe we need to win. Oh no.
I think he just wants to be able to trust us to play the game, so
That seems to be
without cheating.
the vibe you've gotten.
I'm gonna bid 2.
Phil, your turn to bid.
Wait. Am I sitting next to Don?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'll go 3.
Let's see. 2, 3 is 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Quasar and Marcus both bid 2.
So we have a really heavily set bid here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see.
But both teams are set.
No, our team is going to take 5 total tricks, and your team is going to go set. Oh.
So, Dawn, I think it's your play first.
Okay.
Hearts is trump. Can you play trump at any time, or do you have to follow suit unless you're out?
Do you have to follow suit? Unless you don't have it, you can play trump at any time.
You can play trump
I
at
will-
any time. Holy cow.
You can lead. You can lead with trump, if you want.
Wait.
You mean follow suit led, but you can lead with Trump at any time.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there's-
you can't
Okay.
play trump at any time. You have to follow suit
Yes.
unless you're out. But you can lead
Okay.
trump whenever you want. Gotcha.
Yeah. If you're out and like you have a trump card, you can play it. Obviously.
And
If you
hearts
don't,
is
but
trump.
hearts is trump.
Gotcha.
I will open with the ace of diamonds.
And Phil.
Are you gonna type this so that we can keep
Oh.
track of it?
Yes.
Yes. I'll play the 5.
5 of hearts?
Of diamonds.
Oh, sorry.
Because I have to follow suit.
Because you have a 5 of diamonds. Keeping track. I'm keeping track. Casually. Let's see. Diamonds. Flynn throws out a 2. And Marcus throws down a 9.
I take the trick.
Don, you take the trick, which means you lead again. Winner of the trick leads.
I lead the 10 of clubs.
10 of clubs. Phil? Look. Oh goodness. The running commentary is just
I bid 3.
we can look. Yeah, you bid 3.
Okay, so I play my 5 of hearts.
5 of hearts. Flynn is going to play a 4 of clubs.
Four or 3?
4. Did I write 3?
Yes.
And Marcus throws a 6 of clubs.
Oh, baby.
Which means Phil wins the trick.
1 down. I lead with the Jack of Hearts.
Jack of Hearts. Ooh, Trump. Oh, Flynn plays the Queen of Hearts. And Marcus plays the King of Hearts.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Dang, Gina.
It turns out. Normally that would be. I'm really surprised they had all of those, but that means Marcus takes the trick, and he leads with a 4 of spades.
Okay.
Hijack.
Oh no!
That's really funny.
Alley-oop.
Your hijack failed.
Flynn plays.
Marcus played. So Don, it's your turn.
Wait. Oh yeah, Flynn's after me. Okay.
Yeah, the play goes
I play the 6 of spades.
to 6 of spades. Phil,
The Queen.
Queen of spades. And Flynn is forced to play a 5, which means Phil, you take the trick.
Yes. So I have 2. I'm gonna lead with the 7 of diamonds.
Lead with the 7 of diamonds. Flynn's going to play an 8 of diamonds. And Marcus is going to play...
Isn't it my turn?
No, Marcus
Oh, wait,
is
no.
before you.
You're
Right.
last.
Marcus plays a 9 of trump, 9 of hearts.
I play the 3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds, which means Marcus takes the trick. And so it's last card in. Marcus leads with a 10 of hearts.
Marcus
Done?
Marcus is deep in Trump.
Yeah.
So Don, I guess you follow with the 2 of spades.
Yep.
Phil, last thing you
Last
have is
card in
6,
my hand.
6 of diamonds, and Flynn has a 6 of hearts, which means Marcus takes 3, which is over his bid by 1. Nobody met their bid at all. But as you are counting up as he's about to reach up the trick, you haven't really noticed this, but as the game has gone on, these two sort of burly-looking guys have just been like casually watching. You didn't notice it at first, but as soon as like Marcus reaches out, everybody throws those 4 cards on the table, and as soon
I
as
named
like
one the fridge and the other the arms.
sure, the fridge and the arms, one of them angrily reaches out and says, "Stop! This man is cheating!" And he points to Flynn, and Flynn's just like, "I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about." And he says, "Look at that card!" And he picks him, and he slams his hand down on the table, like rumbles. And Marcus is like, "Friend, calm down." And he holds up a card, and he says, "Look at this card. This is a fake card." And he taps the corner, and all of a sudden it's like a king of hearts, and then he taps it again, and it's like a 2 of spades, and he taps it again, and it's like a 3 of clubs. He's like, "This man is cheating." And Marcus goes, "Now, calm down, everybody." But before he can do anything, the 2 burly men just like grab Flynn and start to drag him out.
Oh, it's the idiot from
This is the Space Adventure.
Lando's story. Did you ever read that one? There was
Read a
like a
couple
card
of them.
game where like the cards can change when they're not in the field on the table, and you can like put them in the table or keep them in your hand, and they'll like change every turn or something. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember what it was called. So it's a cool game.
But I remember the
Well, they're
idiot's
cute.
array was like a winning hand.
Well, these guys are accusing
Yeah.
Flynn of using a card, using a fake holographic card and like slipping it in while he wasn't, while he's not playing. And they're a little too strong for Flynn, and they overpower him and start to drag him off. And Marcus is just like, "Wait, no!" He comes out of them. He's like, "Gentlemen, stop!" And then like as they're going out the door, one of them draws a blaster pistol and like shoots Marcus in the shoulder, and he goes down. And then they drag Flynn out the door.
I draw my blaster pistol and return fire.
They just left the door.
I return fire.
Great, now there's a hole in the door.
No. Yes, now there's a hole in the door.
Good.
I pursue them out the door with my blaster pistol in front of me, prepared to wreak havoc upon the poor town on Taurus.
I suddenly gather the remaining chips
Togar
into my
4.
pocket.
There are no chips.
Oh.
Whatever we were using for steaks.
Whatever we were using for steaks. It was okay. Well, it's just a friendly game. I don't think there was any money involved.
You check on Marcus. I'll get Flynn back.
I'm gonna see if Flynn left anything in his seat that might have value.
I did not.
Loot the room.
You're looting the room?
I loot where his body was.
There is nothing there. It's just a chair.
I loot the chair.
This chair has some nice upholstery.
It's a chair with some very tasteful upholstery. That's it.
It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Oh man.
Marcus is like hobbling over to the desk to get a med pack from the bartender.
Dang, we have med packs?
I mean, the building is equipped with a med pack.
A med pack. I would like to equip this building with a single med pack just in case I and only I need it.
City regulations. You have to have 1 med pack per building. In a public space. Okay, so Phil, you pursue them. Don, you do not.
I check on Marcus. Is he doing okay?
Marcus says, "Yeah, I'll be all right. I don't know who those idiots were. I'm gonna call the city patrol. Maybe they can do something about it." He yells at the bartender, "Get the city patrol on the line."
So wait, those weren't your goons?
No, of course.
Just to be clear, there were 2 shots fired inside this bar, and nobody has called the city patrol yet.
All of the denizens. There weren't very many people there, and everybody who has been there has dived under a table.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
So now somebody's calling the city patrol, and Marcus says, "I have no idea who those guys were. I've never seen them before."
Okay, so they
applying
just
some Bacta to
walked
his arm.
up into your casino.
It's not a casino.
It's sort of a casino.
It's
your
a pool
bar,
hall.
your place, your establishment, your place of business. They just walked up, decided this guy you were playing cards with was cheating, and hauled him off and shot you.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Don't you have security?
He's like, I've got a hole in my leg.
It's like, why are we
Give
talking
me a
about
break.
this right now?
I'm just saying, this is really kind of fishy.
He yells at the bartender. Where's the security guard that's supposed to be on duty right now? He says, I thought he was in the bathroom. He goes, what? He's in the bathroom? And then somebody else who works behind the counter is like, he didn't show up for work today. He said he was sick. Didn't he call in? Didn't he call? See, this is what I mean. I've had problems of all kinds.
Yeah, sounds like somebody's trying to move in on your turf here, pal.
Yeah, apparently somebody's trying to do something. Phil, we'll cut back to you.
I'm just gonna let that one sit there, bro.
Phil, we cut back to you. You're chasing Flynn and the people who are carrying him off through the back alleys of the city. They turn a corner well ahead of you and fire off a few random shots that just hit the walls. They're not really close to you.
I commence explosion dodging. I call Modar on the comlink that we have now.
Oh no.
And
Yes, we do.
say,
No, if any sentence you have in the next conversation with Modar involves any combination of words that could be combined with Skyhook to imply or designate Skyhook, I am shutting off the comm and revoking your comm privileges for life.
I call up Modar and ask him to do to help me. Basically, I need eyes on the sky, Modar. Not necessarily in the sky. See if you can get me cameras from the city corners, any security cameras that might show me where these guys are heading, and see if there's a path that I can take to cut them off.
Modar responds that it would be against his moral programming.
Modar,
to
launch the ship and run a scan of the city and find these guys. I need to know if there's a way I can cut them off. I've got to catch them.
He asks you what guys you are referring.
The guys that are ahead of me, I'm running. There's two guys. God, Modar, you're such a moron. Get Amy on the line.
Quit insulting our engineer.
Amy's
You're
a
a horrible human being.
Amy, there's these two guys. There's these two
what's the
guys.
problem,
Amy, no time to talk. There's these two guys.
No time to talk.
There's
Let me talk.
two guys that kidnapped a person that we're supposed to be working with on this job, and they're running through the city. I need you to find them. You can locate me via the comlink GPS. They're in the area. I just need you to get the ship in the sky and see if you can locate them and help me find a way to cut them off.
Well,
Pretty sure there are traffic regulations against everything you just
Meanwhile, I just turned the same corner that they turned and start running down that direction.
you see them turning another corner up ahead, again firing off a few shots that are nowhere near.
Perfect. I continue pursuit.
Don, do you do anything other than continue to ask Marcus about his security protocols?
No, I'm gonna get on the comm link and check in with Voltron. Hey, what's up?
No time to talk. I'm in pursuit. Updates to follow.
Hey, I'm thinking maybe you actually don't want to find these guys.
That's what you hear, Don, over the guy.
I gathered that. Dude, you sounded a little out of shape. Those guys are a lot bigger than you. I'm thinking maybe you should just come back and we'll figure this out from a non-imminent death standpoint.
Talk later. I've almost caught up to them. I turn the comm link, switch it back over to the ship link, and check to see if Amy's got the ship off the ground yet.
She doesn't even have launch clearance yet. It's been 30 seconds.
Yeah, she doesn't even have launch clearance yet. It's been 30 seconds.
Thanks for that. Well, keep working on it, Amy, and try and get Modar to hack into the city cameras. If you can come up with a compelling argument, it'll sometimes override his moral logic protocols.
So Don, you're gonna stay in the. You're gonna stay. Don, you're gonna hold on.
Wilberforce.
So Don, you're gonna Jericho. Sorry, man, it's hard to talk when I'm typing. Jericho, you're gonna stay in the Lucky 8.
I'm gonna stay in the Lucky 8 because I don't like the idea of wandering out into the city to find somebody that just got tracked down by these goons. Plus, I want to talk to the cops about this when they show up.
Interesting.
He's the brains of the operation. I'm the real brawn here, which is why I went off chasing the toughs.
Okay, so Phil, you've been chasing the toughs for a little bit. Don, I'm actually gonna speed up ahead in. Well, no, I can't.
Cheating.
Can't quite do that. Can't quite do that.
Okay, I continue to chase the toughs.
Okay, Phil, you chase the toughs for a little bit. You can't seem to gain any ground on them. They seem to really know the layout of the city. And Amy can't get the ship off fast enough to help you out. So you're kind of chasing them around corner to corner in the back alleyways for 2 or 3 minutes when all of a sudden they duck through a door. Do you follow them in?
They duck through a door. What kind of door is it? What kind of building is it?
Unmarked building, looks like it could be. I mean, from the back you can't really tell. It looks like it might be a shop or something. Big heavy metal door, but like they open it with a regular handle and go in and slam it behind them.
Is it a building like standing alone by itself, or does it have
it's
connected buildings on either sides?
Connected buildings on either sides.
Is there any way for me to get around to the back side of this building without going through it?
You're already on the back side because you're entering from the alleyway, and you'd have to go a really long way around to get to the front because it's connected on either side.
Are there any windows that I can look in on the side?
They're all barred up.
Is there an address?
No.
I call the ship. Amy, how's it? How are we going with launch clearance? Are you in the sky yet?
Almost. Give me another 2 seconds here.
Okay, I lean up against the wall and take a 2-second breather.
A 2-second breather. She apparently overestimated how much time it would take.
How long until I can get you in the sky at my location?
I don't know. Maybe a couple minutes. I'm having trouble getting launch clearance, and Motor keeps saying stuff about his moral compass.
Send Motor to the engine room and don't listen to him. You'll be fine. Take a deep breath. Don't panic.
We're going to have a discussion about how you just use this spaceship as your private.
Listen, it's one of the only resources we have, okay?
Do you have any idea how many resources we actually have?
After giving them a few seconds, after they break through the door, I always wait a few seconds. I fling the door open and dodge roll to the side and come up in a crouch with my blaster pointed warily about.
Make you find yourself dummy check.
You find yourself in a small room. There's like another door in front of you. This is like, it looks like a trash room or something where like maybe this is a restaurant and this is where all their trash cans are before they move them outside or something. But there's some dark, there's kind of an alcove on one side. You can't see everything in the room is what I'm trying to say. And there's another door like 3 feet in front of you.
I do the same thing through that door.
The door is locked. And as you try it, from behind you, you hear, "Don't make any sudden moves."
I spin around and shoot wildly.
Turning around, you find yourself staring down the barrel of a Colt Arms plasma shotgun Mark II. The barrel is squared as opposed to rounded or octagonal, and maybe 2.5 inches from side to side. Gray carbon gunmetal with Cobalt Arms' distinctive electric blue accents, the weapon looks as classy as it does dangerous. Its stock is fitted firmly into the shoulder of an equally dangerous-looking man. 6'2", muscular build, clean-shaven, and eyes that would make anyone think twice about messing with him. His jacket is of a military cut, but it has been stripped of any identification or medals, and it looks well used. I don't have to take you alive, so if you value your life, I wouldn't make any sudden moves. Put the gun on the ground.
Thank God you're here. I'm chasing 2 criminals that have entered this establishment. I need your help apprehending them immediately.
I said
Spread
put
out
the
and
gun on
search. Spread out and search the premises. I turn and start walking toward the dark alcove.
You're about to get shot. And probably die.
We'll see.
I don't understand.
We'll
why
see.
you're
I'm
doing
bluffing.
this.
Okay, I'm bluffing him. All right, it's fine.
You don't get respawns in this game.
He's a big guy. His charisma score is probably really low.
You didn't make a check.
Well, I haven't
straight.
been instructed to roll anything, so I'm just role playing as best as I can. Okay.
Let me get this straight. You're bluffing him on the chance that he is somebody you don't know you are? You're bluffing on him having cards instead of on you having cards.
No, I'm bluffing that he is going to like assume that I am, I don't know, an undercover cop or something.
So you're bluffing that he is an undercover cop.
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming that he is. I don't know. I'm just going with it, man. This is the best thing I got. It's either that or spin and try to shoot him.
Well, your assumption is pretty wrong. In 3 quick moves, he knocks the gun out of your hand, puts you on the ground, and he gets you on the ground and crouches on you with his knee over your neck, and pointing the gun barrel right down at your face, and says, "I wouldn't make any more moves like that if you want to stay alive. Where's your partner?"
Okay. Listen. My partner just got picked up by 2 street toughs on trumped up charges, and they carried him off into this warehouse. Now, are you going to be another justice obstructing ruffian on the streets of Togar 4? Or are you going to help me and maybe make a name for yourself? All right? Listen, there's
Justice obstructing ruffian.
there's
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you back to Revenant and collect the bounty on your head.
back to where?
You heard me.
I feel like
If you
you
make
have
any more
me. I feel like you have me confused with somebody else. Now, if you really want to make some money, maybe you can help me catch these guys that have apprehended my partner. We've been working on a job here for several years, trying to get into trying to get to the main drug lord on this planet, and you walking in here now is just about blowing the whole operation. Now, I can make you a very rich man if you help, or I can make you a very sorry man if you don't. Your choice.
Let me tell you what's gonna make me a rich man. I'm gonna take you back to my ship and collect the bounty on your head. He roughly rolls you over on your front side and starts handcuffing your arms behind you.
Well, he's pretty determined, isn't he?
Yep.
This has been a terrible idea. From the
I radio the ship.
You can't reach your comlink.
I yell
Your hands
at
are
the
cuffed.
comlink because I've got it set to voice activate with a certain passcode. I yell the passcode at the comlink and say, Amy, tell Modar to get the skyhook ready. He'll know what we mean.
The guy that has you handcuffed, or bound, we'll just say bound, he notices where you yelled at, picks up your con link, and throws it into the alcove.
Throws it into the alcove. All right.
He gruffly stands you up and says, "Start walking."
I ostensibly walk toward the alcove.
He, as you begin walking towards the alcove, he says, "I said, start walking. I meant out the door."
Oh. I turn and walk toward the locked door and try to open it.
He says, "I've had enough of this." He whacks you with the butt of his gun and you go unconscious.
Well, at least I don't have to listen to his questionable logic anymore.
Unbelievable. I don't. It's like you're trying to get your character killed.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to make things interesting here.
There's plenty of interesting going on without just random stupidity.
Well, I mean, let's think about it logically here. The end result is probably going to be the same.
You're banking an awful lot on Steve's generosity as a DM.
Well, maybe he'll learn something from this experience.
Yeah, maybe I'll learn that, Phil's an idiot. I mean, really?
Who is gonna want to kill us on this planet? Nobody. Nobody wants to kill us. The bounty's no good if we're dead. I hope. So
really?
I just figured, my best option is to try to bluff him and get a shot off. And Steven misinterpreted my choice of action. I specifically remember saying I spin around and fire wildly, and instead, all of a sudden, there was a lot of exposition headed my way. Like,
if I had interpreted that correctly, you would have had your leg blown off.
Well, I was dodging to the side, whirling and spinning and firing wildly. So
actually, it took all of my generosity as a GM for your character to still be intact.
Oh, that's too bad. I can operate the weapons on a ship without a leg. Let's be clear.
I mean, maybe we could have given you a pirate leg.
I mean, we could have rolled. We could have rolled for it. It would have been awesome. It would have been great. It would have been really cool. I might have even hit him.
No.
I might have hit him in the head. The first shot. Maybe I roll a 20. Maybe.
No.
But now you'll never know.
Now we'll never know.
Okay.
I should have let you do that. Too late. The exposition was
live
too
and
important.
learn. Exposition. I could tell you spent a while writing that one. You really wanted to get through it, so.
I did.
All right.
I really wanted to say it. So, Don, what do you do?
Well, since I don't know a thing about what's been going on with Captain Voltron over there...
Hey, on the bright side, he's probably not going to get the bounty unless he gets both of us. So, I'm not going to be in any immediate danger until you get captured as well.
Well, I'm going to have a chat with the City Patrol because they're asking questions and I don't want to get banned from another planet.
Another planet?
I was being a public servant, all right? I was doing my duty, my civic duty.
The patrol asks you, what's going on? What happened here?
Well, we were just having a friendly game of cards. These two goons showed up, accused somebody of cheating, and shot the place up, ran off.
Which direction did they go?
Out the door. Actually, my first mate was chasing them. I wonder where he's at. I opened the comm link to call Voltron.
There's no response.
That's odd. He must have shut his comm link off.
Probably getting too many stupid questions from the captain while he was in hot pursuit of a criminal.
If you listen to any of those questions, you might not be unconscious right now.
Yeah, but what fun would that be?
He asks Marcus if he's...
I called the ship. Hey, have you guys heard anything from Voltron?
Yeah, Voltron was trying... We're actually up in the air now, but his comm link, it's not working anymore. We had a lock on him for a little while, but then it buzzed out. Is he okay?
Hey, he's not with me. We should probably, tell you what, call the cops, get them to help you search the location of his last known transmission.
Sounds good, we'll do that.
Rock on.
And did
Thank
you see him skyhook him?
And if you see him, park the ship on top of him so he can't go anywhere else.
She says, sure.
Awesome, thank you.
Well,
I'll
the
check
police-
in with you in a minute.
Oh,
The police have collected all the information they need. Marcus apologizes profusely, saying he is absolutely, completely unsure of how this happens. He's never seen the guys in his life, but he gives a full description to the police, and they say that they'll look for him. They're decently sure that the scene has been covered, so the detectives come in and look for clues, and they don't find anything. Marcus says, "Listen, I'm so sorry about this. I have no idea who those guys were."
Did it seem just a little bit odd to you that they just straight walked in and immediately knew Flynn was cheating?
There's no possible way he was cheating. That guy had that card up his sleeve. I dealt that deck myself. I mean, I suppose Flynn could have been cheating, but how would he have expected it?
So they pinned it on him to abduct him? Do we know anything about this guy?
Listen, I know about it as much as I know about you guys. Maybe you guys set this whole thing up. How should I know?
Well, I didn't set it up. I promise you that. I'm just wondering, is this a delivery that we can make regardless of whether Flynn shows up or not? Because you might be out a pilot here.
Well, unfortunately, the buyer specifically requested that it come in 2 different ships.
Oh, so it's
He
like
wants
an
to keep one.
epoxy.
He wants to keep half the merchandise separate from the other half.
So am I going to get paid if this other guy doesn't show up?
Oh, you'll get paid your fair share if you deliver your part of the cargo. Absolutely. And I can find another pilot to do the rest. But hey,
All right.
who knows? Maybe Flynn will show up again. The important thing is that you and your partner get that cargo off the ground.
Well, as soon as I can figure out where my partner went to, we will get rolling.
Well, as soon as I receive confirmation of the delivery, I'll wire you the money.
Appreciate it. You have a good day there.
You too.
I'm gonna get back to the ship and start hauling.
You're gonna go back to the ship. What route are you gonna take?
Well, I'm gonna walk out the door.
What route are
and
you
hail
going
a
to take?
taxi.
The GM asked with a certain significance in his voice.
A certain
I'm gonna take the most populated and safest way back.
Most populated and safest way back. When you reach the well, the ship is in the air at the moment, and
Right.
Amy hails you and tells you that she doesn't see any sign of Voltron.
That's odd. This bounty hunter has been remarkably proficient. We've been on planet, 2 hours? He found me in a back alley?
He probably
Kinda
followed
sketchy.
you from the bar.
I was moving pretty fast. Let's be clear. I was a track athlete in a different life.
You
And
lost
I was
the
pretty
2
fast.
dudes hauling another dude.
I located the building they were in. I was making progress.
You
Chased them in
charged
there.
a building with at least 2 bad guys.
I
on your
call
own.
that heroism.
I call that
Heroism.
heroin, maybe.
At least I live according to my convictions.
Yeah, my convictions include not dying. So, yeah, I head back to the spaceport to await my ship's return. And I guess...
You notice Flynn Quasar's ship sitting a little ways away from where yours would have been parked. It's exactly what you might imagine. It's like a stylistic, like one of those rockets that has, like a rocket straight out of like a space cartoon from like the 50s or 60s. And it looks like some men have just finished loading stuff up into the cargo hold. As you sit there, standing there, a rather beat up Flynn Quasar begins walking towards the ship.
Huh. Flynn!
Ah, hello there.
You,
Well,
don't look so good.
Well, they gave me what for, but I gave them what for.
Uh-huh. Did you know those guys?
Never seen them in my life. Fortunately, they let me go.
Why did they let you go?
I had no idea. No explanation. They just threw me down an alleyway and walked away.
Huh.
But I can't stay to figure out. I've got a job to complete. I've given my word, and I'm going to deliver my cargo. After all, there's a lot of money riding on this deal.
Indeed.
Well, best of luck to you and safe travels. Hey,
Yeah, I don't suppose you saw my partner. He was chasing you.
Valiantly trying to rescue you.
your partner was trying to chase me?
Well, he was chasing the guys that ran off with you.
He was. What happened to him?
Well, I was hoping you might have seen him.
I haven't seen him at all.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
They
Maybe
just they just tossed you in an alley and What, right now?
No explanation. They just left. I've already given the city patrol everything I know. They're after him, all right. They'll find him for sure. But that worries me that your partner hasn't shown up. If he chased me... Oh, that's odd.
You don't say.
I would think you'd be happy having me out of the way. I mean, you're free to do whatever you want at this moment,
Have you-
Don. I'm just saying.
He says, don't you have a comm link you can reach him on or something?
Oddly enough, it hasn't been working today.
It's a definite sign that he's been jumped in an alleyway. I'd say your partner's in a terrible amount of trouble.
It's a definite sign he's been jumped in an alleyway. Thanks, Flynn. You must know this planet better than you seem to.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you what I've seen a lot of places. There's no career more noble than exploring space. It is man's destiny to explore the vastness of the universe. That's what I've been doing for all my life. I'm a space adventurer, he says. And let me tell you what I've seen a few things. If your friend hasn't reported back, I bet some terrible goon jumped him in the alleyway when he was chasing me and those other thugs.
Quite possibly.
He says,
Well,
He goes, where's your ship?
It's actually out looking for him.
It's also been stolen.
Well, my friend, it seemed like you're in a bit of trouble.
I'm not 100% sure of that just yet.
Given the situation, I'd be glad to offer you my services for free. It means a lot to know that your partner chased after me when I was in trouble. He pulls out his blaster-looking thing. It says, one good turn deserves another.
Well, I certainly appreciate the offer of help. I'd very much like to find him. If only to beat some sense into his skull. Now, you say the local police have been informed?
Yes, I've informed the local police and given them everything I know. Surely they'll catch those rascals any minute now.
Indeed. Well, I do have a fix on the last location his comlink transmitted from. I was going to go check that out.
Well, we should probably start there.
Okay, so we'll tell the ship. They haven't seen anything. They're going to go back to port, where it's safe.
Tell the ship.
So bring the ship back to port. We're going to have to leave it berth for a little bit while we figure this out. But I am going to put out an APB on anybody leaving the planet. So let's do like a missing persons report. Let's file a missing persons report for Voltron. Yes, that's his real name, the Indomitable.
The police look at you a little bit disbelievingly.
Our parents were very interesting.
Voltron the Indomitable. Come on. That's me.
But that's a fantastic looking space gun. That's exactly what he's holding.
So yeah, standard missing person bolo for Voltron, as well as a request for anybody leaving off-world.
The police, the city patrol says they'll work on it.
Yeah, best I can do for now. Let's have Modar scan the public records of departures for any ships who file a flight plan with a takeoff time of 1 hour or less, and alert me if anything is headed back in system.
He says about 40% of the ships that are leaving the space dock in the next hour are headed in system, which is probably a total of 30 or 40 ships.
How many of them are multi-crew ships?
Almost all of them. There's maybe one or two that aren't.
So let's take a look at those single crew ships. Do any of them have registrations affiliated with known... What's the name of those pirates again? That kind of got mad at us?
The Red Faction?
Red Faction.
None. They're all of the non-multi-crew ships are either registered to private users or as like haulers. Like
Well,
shippers.
yeah, but I mean private users that may have ties to Red Faction.
Nothing you can tell from like a basic scan of what's going on.
Let's see if we can do a little more in-depth scan. This might take a little bit. Hopefully not too long.
Let me see. Let me roll something here. You do pick up. Actually, there is a name that. I want to think there is one that might be possibly connected to the Red Faction.
Who's that?
His name is. Oh, gee. It's a ship that is registered to a. One
I
second.
see.
What'd you say?
I see.
1 second.
Sean Matterhorn.
Randall
No.
Randall Skulky. There's a ship licensed to Randall Skulky, which actually is a name you
Randall
recognize.
Skulky.
Which is actually a name you recognize. Somebody that used to work for the Red Faction. You're not sure if he does it anymore or not.
Did we part on good terms? Do I know him well? Do I know
you
what he
don't-
did for the Red Faction?
He was kind of like you. He was working off a debt.
Are there any known bounty hunters currently docked?
No.
Alright, well, keep an eye on that and let me know if anything else turns up.
I will.
Meanwhile, Jet Thompson in the 21st Century and I are going to go investigate the last known location of First Mate Dimple.
First mate Dimble. You reach the location. You find the door that I described to Phil earlier in the backdrop of the that I described to Phil earlier.
This place look familiar to you?
Never been here before. Can't say. Does look like a really good place to jump somebody though. They probably dragged me through this door. I mean, yes, I do remember this place because they dragged me through here.
Nice catch, Flynn.
Since my memory's a little shaky.
Thought they dumped you in an alley, Flynn.
They did jump in the alley, but first they dragged me through this door. I'm not sure why. There's a door beyond it that they locked behind him. I bet this is where Voltron got trapped.
Sounds like a setup to me. I unlimber my blaster pistol and hold it at the ready.
He takes out his and does the same. Hold on 1 second.
Even though Phil is unconscious, he's still managing to be a problem for the DM.
Hold on a second. Sorry, 1 second.
Even though Phil's unconscious, he's still managing to be a problem for his brother.
That's the goal.
Oh, let me dump this.
Some men just want to watch the universe burn.
You muted Hambro_3.
Flint says,
Undeafened Hambro_3.
let's see. Shoot. Sorry. A lot of things going on in my brain.
That's new. Oh!
Well, that's unusual.
Very funny.
Thank you.
To shoot Flint. Interesting move. Do you open the door?
Slowly and carefully.
You see the room that I described to Phil earlier. Flynn. I think I spelled that wrong, Phil. Flynn moves in before you can and points his gun all around the room. Doesn't appear to be anybody in there. He says, well, there's nobody here. He tries the door. It's locked. The door is locked, he says.
I shoot the lock.
You shoot the lock. Flynn dives out of the way as your blaster bolt ricochets off of the metal paneling and hits the wall opposite. He says, goodness, man. Watch where you're shooting that thing.
I didn't shoot the metal paneling, I shot the lock.
Well,
Well, it was a mirror lock.
fine. Make an attack roll.
Ah, that's better.
That's more like it.
Combat 2-hit, Dex. I'm rolling at a +1. It is a stationary target that is non-sentient and thus cannot attempt to evade.
You still have to hit an 8.
I rolled a 10.
Perfect. The lock blasts open, and the door slowly creaks outward on its hinges.
Does this count as a successful hit for the purposes of my combat skill?
I don't think you get points for successful hits.
Oh yeah, only for kills. I did kill the lock.
It doesn't count as a kill.
That's worth right.
You
Carry on.
You walk into a back room of it's a kitchen of a fast food restaurant, and the manager walks up and goes, "What's the meaning of this? What are you guys doing in here? I told you guys to get." No, you're not the same ones as earlier. Listen, I don't want any more of your business. What are you doing? Oh my goodness, get out of here! Get out of my shop right now! Did you just shoot the lock?
Excuse me, sir, you said there were other people who came through here?
Yeah, a couple of big, nasty goons dragged this guy through here earlier.
I turned to Flynn. Strangest looking alley I've ever seen.
Well, this wasn't where they dumped me. They dragged me out here, rolled me around the block a couple times, and then dragged me in an alleyway 2 blocks down.
2 blocks down. We sure this time?
Yes.
Yes.
I have an infallible memory. Manager says, "Listen, I don't know whatever problems you guys have, but I don't want them in my restaurant." And hey,
Gladly, I don't want them either. We'll just be going on our way. Flynn, which way did they take you?
they dragged me out the front door. He
Let's
says,
go out the front door then.
leads you out the front door, turns left down the street a little bit, then back into another alley, 2 more turns, and there's a dumpster where he says he got dumped out the last time. He says, now they dumped me right here. In fact, they were dragging me up here, and then they kind of threw me behind this dumpster, and as soon as he's motioning to you and he's gesturing, so he's not really paying attention, as soon as he steps around the dumpster, he gets hit by the butt of the shotgun that I described to you earlier, and the same guy that I described to Phil earlier jumps out from behind the dumpster and points his gun squarely at your chest and says, don't make any sudden moves.
I shoot him.
Roll on your
Nice.
make a combat roll?
I
Get
had
him.
my gun at the ready.
Get him.
It was already pointed in Flynn's direction. This is not a surprise moment for me. It is a small adjustment.
Get him.
of aim.
Get him,
roll
Wilbur
I
Boyce.
have
Get him.
previously established this.
Get
I just
him.
want to make that clear.
Yes.
I rolled a 14.
Well,
Plus
he rolled a
1 from my combat skill.
he rolled a 20,
Oh dear.
which means that he sidestepped your blast.
I stepped a laser. What?
You rolled a natural 20.
Oh, gotta give him that one. I died behind the dumpster.
You died behind the dumpster?
The other side of the dumpster where he is, obviously.
He fires a shot with a shotgun at the corner of the blaster,
Corner of the blaster?
at the corner of the dumpster, excuse me. 5 or 6 small blaster bolts hit the dumpster behind you, kicking up dirt and stuff into your face, but nothing actually hits you. He says, listen, if you want to survive, come out slowly with your hands so I can see them.
I kind of get the impression I'm not surviving either way.
Hey, I can turn you in alive for the bounty if you want.
I don't want you turning me in.
Or what's the other option?
So your negotiating tactics leave a lot to be desired.
Fine,
Can I get an angle to shoot in?
I'll turn you in dead. And as he cocks the shotgun and takes another shot at you, suddenly he gets hit by a blue stun blast from behind and falls over on the ground. Flynn walks up to him with the
Nice.
ground with the gun trained on him. Aha! He says, I hit him with a stun blast.
Good one,
Get
Flynn.
it out of context.
Aha! I hit him with a stun blast.
Well, see, here's the thing.
Now I'm walking up and standing over him menacingly.
Here's the thing.
I'm narrating my actions.
In this world, it would actually, I mean, if you think about it, it'd actually be pretty difficult to develop a weapon that would render somebody useless without also, like, stopping all of the muscles in their body that, like, keep them alive. Like,
Their
they're
autonomic functions.
right. So
Interesting.
this is actually something you've never seen before.
I'm suitably impressed. Well done, Flynn.
No problem.
I appreciate you having my back on this.
Well, I'm just here to help, he says. I bet this is the guy that nabbed your partner.
Most likely. Let's see if he's got any identification on him. I search his pockets.
You search his pockets, you find, you find a normal, like, citizen carrying ID with the name Lawrence Sladen.
At least it's not Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes.
But
It's not, I don't understand the joke.
Sigh. Lawrence Fishburne. Actor.
He then
Morpheus.
That one. Yeah, no, not him.
Anyway.
We're
just
looks
gonna
at the name and says, "I've heard that name before. This guy is a well-known bounty hunter."
Now that explains why he was hunting me for a bounty.
Well, out of curiosity, why do you have a bounty on your head?
Long story.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, now we try to figure out where he's stashed my partner and get ourselves off this hellhole.
He's probably stashing your partner nearby, or maybe in his ship.
I opened the dumpster to check.
There's a cat and trash.
I apologize to the cat, but not to the trash. I call up the ship. Modar! Is there any ship registered to a Lawrence Sladen?
There is a ship registered to Lawrence Sladen. It's the Stormhawk.
Could you locate the Stormhawk's berthing, please?
Docking Bay 86.
Flynn, we have a lead.
So
Are
you're
you
going
sure
to
it wasn't Docking Bay 94?
entirely sure.
We are in Docking Bay 94, genius. Come on, I specifically request that at every planet we land on.
Of course.
So you're gonna go there.
We're gonna go to Docking Bay 86.
You find like a super cool looking bounty hunter ship. It's like
That is a super cool looking bounty hunter ship.
is exactly
Says
what Flynn
Flynn.
Quasar says. says Flynn. It's like ludicrously cool looking.
Ludicrously cool looking.
It's got like
Oh, incidentally, we're taking Flynn back to the Durango first and locking him up and tying him up and emptying all of his pockets. Not Flynn. Lawrence Sladen.
wait, sorry, say that again?
We're taking the bounty hunter back to the Durango first.
The two of you are gonna drag this guy through the streets all the way back to the
Well, we
Durango?
might carry him for a little while. Actually, no, that doesn't make any sense at all. Let's have the Durango come pick us up.
The alleyway is too small to actually get the ship in.
We'll get him out to the main street.
We do have a skyhook,
No sky.
and it's a stationary
also
target.
illegal-
You can use it like a
it's also-
winch if you've got time. You know, you can do it. And you've got a person on the ground to guide it in, so it's not like you're gonna miss.
We're gonna load him into the Durango safely without launching the skyhook at anything.
Too bad. Spent good money on that skyhook.
spend good money on
I'm
this.
sure someday we'll find a use for it other than tethering it to a building.
So you're gonna like tie him up and take everything out of his pockets?
We are going to tie him up and lock him up and thoroughly tie him up again, just in case. And take everything out of his pockets.
Interesting.
Put it elsewhere.
And put it elsewhere. Okay. And I guess I can let you do that.
Well, he's unconscious. He can't stop
I was
us.
gonna say, who's gonna stop you?
And he might know information. Like, how do we get into your definitely booby-trapped ship because you're a bounty hunter?
Interesting. Okay.
But we're still going to,
Well, given the time of night, I'll let you do that.
Yes! See what I did there, Phil? I did a cool thing
What?
on my own without getting myself killed.
Aren't you proud of yourself? You sound so proud of yourself. I'd like to
You're
point out.
unconscious. You can't tell how I sound.
Let's be clear. I was a real hero here, the hero of the story. Honestly, I went after Flynn when nobody else was chasing him. So.
And failed to do anything profitable, and got yourself knocked out and captured by a bounty hunter, who I might add,
Wow.
Flynn took down.
The truth of the matter is, we didn't know
Exactly what I
that there
just said.
was a bounty on us until I figured it out. So, I feel like
Well,
I've
I figured
done
it out the
us
same
a
way you
pretty good
did,
service.
but when I figured it out, I didn't wind up knocked out.
Yes, well, you figured it out because I did some creative investigative journalism. All right.
Creative investigative journalism?
Yes, investigative
That's-
journalism.
That's like defining a faceplant as smelling the ground viciously.
Wait, what? Listen, you can call it what you want, spin it however you please, but I'm the real hero.
I'm not
here.
pleased by any of this. What are you
I
talking
can
about?
tell.
So, Don, you and Flynn have gone to Docking Bay 86, yes?
Yes. And we have Lawrence tied up firmly and securely with no possible way of escape.
With no possible way of escape.
Locked in a room in our ship.
Locked in a room in your ship.
With Amy monitoring him on the shipboard cameras.
As soon as you get to the ship, you receive a call from Amy.
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
She informs you that he has somehow gotten himself out of his restraints, and that, from everything she can guess, he was carrying some sort of blade in, like, a little, like, fake skin pouch, and he somehow managed to wriggle it out, release his bonds, and he's now trying to hack the lock on the door.
Electrify the door.
She says, I don't know how to do that.
Modar does.
Modar says the door is not equipped for that kind of function.
Oh no.
Splice a power cable. Hook it to two sides of the door.
She says, wow, actually, that's a brilliant idea.
Thank you.
I'll get right to that.
Good. Hopefully you can get it done while he has the sharp knife stuck into the door.
Are you going to try to get in the ship?
We're going to investigate the ship first. Do we know anything about this particular model of ship?
It looks like a custom model you've never seen before.
So it looks super fancy.
Yes.
You know, this guy did just kind of try and knock us out. He's pretty much defined himself as a bad guy.
Shoot it. Shoot it.
If we could take his ship...
You wouldn't have room for the cargo you agreed to hold. Doesn't look like it has much of a cargo hold.
But we'd
But-
have a cooler ship.
But you would have a cooler ship.
Maybe we could buy like a cargo condenser or a ship cargo
He's
bay
probably got
extension.
more bounties on his head than we do.
That's a good point. Let me contact Modart real quick
Definitely
and
steal
see
it and
if
sell it, though.
see if Lawrence Slayton has any bounties on his head.
Modar responds that he's busy trying to electrify the door.
Great. Thanks,
Oh,
Modar.
well, we can let Amy
Which-
do that.
He asks you which task you would like him to prioritize.
Electrify the door first, please.
He continues trying to electrify the door with Amy. Make some interesting rolls here. See what happens. Interesting. Okay.
What?
This guy's insane. This guy's remarkably resourceful.
Yeah, well, I don't want him getting away until I've found my missing crew member.
Well, you're still looking at the ship.
Don't worry, your missing crew member has things on lock.
Such as being unconscious,
He's
not
also
knowing what's going
resourceful.
on, and being invisible at the moment.
Well, you know, that's a pretty good, skill to have, invisibility,
Being
right?
not visible, not invisible, sorry.
Which...
Being not presently in the story, due to virtue of being knocked out and absconded with.
Oh, he's doing stuff. We're just conversing via secret notes.
He's quote-unquote doing stuff. The DM intentionally woke me up and
This is
gave
mostly-
me nothing to do. And
This is mostly
so
him complaining about me,
went
isn't
back
it?
to sleep, and that's literally all that's happened. I still don't know why he woke me up.
You can start banging on the walls, genius.
Oh, believe me, I've been making noise.
This does not surprise me. I tell the police it is entirely possible that my friend has woken up by now and is running around somewhere screaming "Skyhook now."
I'm really disappointed that we haven't gotten to use it yet.
I'm really pleased that we haven't.
So you're gonna call the police over this ship?
That's
Yes.
a leading question if I ever heard one.
No, I'm just like you said. You told the police something. Have you like?
No, I was
Is
just
that
going
what
to
you
call
did?
him and give an update on the missing persons case that I filed.
And they're saying so he's in this ship, the Stormhawk.
Well, he might be. He might also be somewhere else entirely. Maybe trapped in a hotel room screaming for a skyhook.
We'll put that out.
If you get any reports of a stranger yelling like a lunatic about a skyhook, that's probably him.
Roger, we'll keep that. We'll take that under advisement.
Thank you. And be gentle with him. He's not all there.
Right.
Anyway, so let's, is there any obvious way of opening the ship up?
There is a door, like a normal.
Hot dang, a door.
I mean, it's kind of like the door you have. Like, your ship has kind of like the Millennium Falcon has like landing feet, and then it has like a ramp that opens up down.
Yeah.
Same thing on your ship as well as this ship, except the ramp isn't down at the moment.
Does it have like a little keypad to enter the ramp?
Yep.
I push the open button.
There is not an open button.
What buttons are there?
Well, there's a scanner that will scan your hand.
I have an awesome idea.
What's
Let's
that?
go back to Docking Bay 94,
Don't let him do it.
where the Durango awaits.
Do it. Oh dear. This is
You
gonna be a
do not get
disaster.
to complain about any of my plans.
Listen,
Unconscious.
you do plenty of complaining about my plans, which I
Because
feel
your
were
plans are
completely
stupid.
justified in the moment. It was totally consistent with my character and my personality, and I don't feel like that's a problem.
I feel like your personality is a problem.
Don, when you and Flynn reach the
The
Durango,
Durango.
you notice that the ramp has also been lifted up.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is not
Uh,
good.
Flynn says, "Hey, is that guy in your cockpit?"
You have got to be kidding me.
This guy is
I
remarkably
use
resourceful.
my access override to open the door to my own ship and go in with my blaster drawn.
You have an access override?
It's my ship.
Any
Of course
good
I have an
pilot
access
does.
override.
I
Unfortunately,
designed the security system for this thing.
Which hallway do you take going to the cockpit?
oh my god, this is just going downhill fast.
If he's in the cockpit, my first stop is going to be the engine room. Yeah.
So, let me pull up the map of your ship here. Don, you're going where now? Let's see. I'm gonna because we never established this before. The ramp leads directly up into the middle of the ship, so the weapons bay is where you're gonna come in first, I guess.
Hang on, let me get the map too.
Or if we want, we could say it opens up. No. We've never needed to think about this before.
Right? I blame Phil. Just, as a matter of course. Okay. So, the airlock's on the side of the ship.
Yes.
So, yes, I go in on the starboard side, walk into the weapons bay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then go across the weapons bay, into the side hall, into the engines.
Into the engines.
Mhm.
You find Modar and Amy tied up with the bounds you tried to tie up Sladen with. As you take their gags off, they tell you that Sladen has escaped and that Dr. Albert has ran off looking for him.
What is with people running off looking for dangerous people? This never ends well.
Nope. She says it never does. In fact, I don't know why he left. He didn't even untie us first. It was very inconsiderate.
Yeah, okay, anyway,
He actually went off to buy something, and then he came back and found us, and then he saw the guy running away, and so he just left and chased him.
Mantis
Oh, boy.
instincts, right?
I tell you. All right, just in case he tries to take off the ship, I need you guys to stay here and keep the engines locked down so he can't go anywhere.
Oh, right. We can do that. No problem.
Fantastic. Flynn? Let's go get this guy back.
Sounds like a plan, he says.
Do you have another shot on that stun blaster of yours?
I got lots of shots on this stun blaster.
Fantastic. All right, let's do this. So we're going to go back through the weapons bay, up to the med bay.
Okay.
Is the access hallway open or closed?
It's closed and locked.
Excellent. I use the console at the door.
They start filling the room with water.
This
is not Sean.
Dr. Albert comes running back. He informs you that he tried to chase the old boy off and got knocked out himself.
Well, I'm glad you are no more than knocked out. This is a dangerous criminal we're dealing with.
He's recovered, and he says now that he's locked himself in the piloting bay. You hear sounds like he's trying to power up the engines, but then the engines shut down. You hear cheering from the engine bay.
Oh, good. All right, well, again, I do have my overrides built into this ship. So we're going to eventually open this door and get at him. We're going to have to do it smartly. So, Doctor, I need you here in the med bay, operating the shipboard comm system. Strike up a conversation with him. Talk about anything, talk about everything. Ask him what his dreams and aspirations are. Use your bedside manner. Use your scholarly ways. Do anything you can to get him talking to you. We're going to need a distraction when we go in.
Roger that. I'll do it.
All right, so, using my local admin override, I open the first door to the access hallway.
It works.
Duh.
You're in the next hallway.
Surprised.
Flynn and I move forward to the door.
Yes?
I carefully investigate it for signs of tampering.
None that you can see. Actually, no. Make an intelligence roll.
There you go, Phil. Some dice rolling. I set that one up just for you.
About time.
I was a little unprepared for this session, which is why there hasn't been a lot of rolling.
You know, to be frank, I blame Phil for that as well.
Listen, I feel like
been a long
I
week.
made the right decision here.
It's cool. I rolled a 16 plus my IQ bonus of +1.
It looks like he's tricked out the door. If you try to open it, either it will engage the blast door function, or it might electrocute you. You're not quite sure. You can make another intelligence roll to try and find out.
Jeez, Amy couldn't get the door
Here we go.
electrified, but this guy's been in the cockpit less than 2 seconds, and he's got it figured out.
Well, I rolled a 10, +1 for IQ at 12, so that's an 11.
Ah. Ooh. An 11?
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me make some rolls here. 1 second.
Enough die rolling for you?
1 second. Hold on.
Phil, you happy with how many dice are being rolled here?
You know, I am. I feel like
Good.
it feels remarkably like we have some control over the situation for once.
Don, it looks like he's...
You had total control over your decision to run out that door and get knocked
I
out by a bounty
made the
hunter.
right decision, and I wasn't allowed to roll for my dodge and shoot ploy, which I feel like I would have rolled high, and it would have been epic, and I would have taken him out, and then we could have searched his body, we could have searched his clothes, we could have searched his ship, and we could have figured out all
We're
this stuff.
working on this,
and
okay?
we would have another ship. We could steal it. We could sell it.
Somehow,
And we'd
despite
have
your actions,
several
we're
hundred more
still not
scrap,
completely
and we could
away
trick
from
out
that
our ship.
possibility.
So I'm
he's
just
tricked
saying.
it.
Anyway,
He's tricked it out to double blast lock if you try to open it. However, you happen to know that you can also override that function as the pilot.
that is actually exactly what I was about to do. So I'm going to override the blast door lockdown function on this door and this door only.
So you're going to override the blast door function
And then open it.
and then open it. Make a dex
Is my
check.
blaster at the ready?
Make a dex check.
Make a dex check. I have 12 in dex, so I'm rolling at a +1. And I roll a 12, so 13.
13? Not quite good enough. As soon as you walk in the door, you're met with the butt of a shotgun from
the
this.
door.
You didn't walk in the door?
The door.
You
I
opened
said
the door?
I opened the door.
Did you?
I never
thought
said
you...
I walked in the door.
Oh, okay, fine. You open the door. You don't
Opening
see
the door
anything.
with my blaster at the ready.
You see the cockpit.
Do I see Flynn?
Flynn's behind you.
Do I see what's his butt?
No, you don't.
Lawrence.
No, you don't. Which immediately tells you he's hiding either to the corner on the right or on the left.
Okay, so
Brilliant
knowing what I
deduction,
know about
Sherlock.
the cockpit layout, which side has more space along the door side?
They're both equal.
Which side does the door open towards?
It's a sliding door, like
Slides to the left or to the right?
slides to the starboard side.
Okay, so he's probably on the port side. Because eyes will naturally follow motion, so he'll be looking starboard anyway. Plus, he'll have a smaller window to react if he has to wait for the door to open first. So he's probably port side. He's smart. He's not going to randomly choose a side. He will have years of instinct making that decision for him. So, I'm going to nod to Flynn, signaling him to be ready for action, and dive through the door to the right, to the starboard side, which is to the right.
Make a dex check.
Okay.
Okay.
This time I actually do need to make a dex check. I rolled a 15. Plus 1 is a total 16.
You dive into the starboard side. Do you, like, whip around and face the port side, or are you, like...
I'm rolling towards the far side of the cockpit so that when I come up in a crouch, pointed back roughly towards the door, I can see both sides of the door.
You do see Sladen. He fires off a shot at you, which goes wide because of your dex roll.
that's
Flynn
lucky.
ducks through the room. Oh, wow, he utterly fails. Don, what do you want to do?
No. Okay, well, if Flynn
Flynn
misses,
sort of...
I'm
Flynn-
shooting at him. Lawrence,
You're shooting at
not
him?
Flynn.
Make a combat roll.
Alright, I'm rolling with my dex at plus 1 to hit. I rolled a 17.
A 17.
Jeez.
Wow.
You blow his head off.
That's good enough to hit. You've got... What's your weapon?
Blaster pistol.
What's your strength?
12.
So
So that's a plus 1.
that's a +1 to your damage.
Right.
Roll... Do you have a d6?
I do.
Roll a
Come
d6. Roll a d6 and add 1.
1d6 plus 1 damage. I haven't rolled this d6 extensively yet. It should be fun. I rolled a 4.
Roll a 4, which means you do 5 damage to him.
Jeez, what a shot. Gut check.
It's a solid shot.
Roll to save versus massive damage.
Versus massive damage. He like stumbles backwards, but he manages to fire a shot at Flynn, who has unfortunately failed his dex roll, which means he, instead of rolling in through the door, just kind of stumbled in behind you, which means he's now in between you and Sladen, and he takes a massive shot from the shotgun.
He gave his life for our sins.
Oh, wow.
For our Flynns.
Shnikes. Flynn goes to the floor.
Is he okay? Is he dead?
He looks like he's still alive, but he's going to need some serious medical attention. He's not going to be getting up anytime soon.
Yikes.
Okay. Well then. How does Lawrence look?
He looks like you've taken down about half of his health.
I shoot at him again.
Make a combat roll.
This is going to be tricky. I rolled a 9. Plus 1 is 10.
Plus 9 is 10. Roll a d6 for damage.
Alright. I rolled a 5.
So you've
Plus
hit him.
1 is 6.
5 plus 6 is 11. He dies.
Oh yeah.
Got him!
I immediately haul Flynn to the medbay.
And you get a point in your combat.
And I get a point in combat for killing a guy.
That's a lot of dice.
Whew. Alright, well, we won't be able to interrogate him, but he's done some things to the ship. At least we'll probably be able to look through some logs and figure out what he is up to. Most importantly is getting Flynn back on his feet, and then finding Voltron.
Flynn will take a while to heal, but the medbay will take care of him.
Fantastic. Well, I got this dead body here. Let's get a search going for Lawrence and see if he has any outstanding bounties. Emphasis on the ones that require him to be dead or alive.
You're looking for bounties on him?
Yeah.
There's none on.
He's a bounty hunter. Why not? He's got to have a criminal history. Yeah, vigilantism has to be frowned on in the civilized world. Civilized galaxy.
He's a shady character.
Interestingly enough, you don't find any bounties on him.
Well, whatever. We'll dump him out the airlock as soon as we're topside. Meanwhile, I'm going to cut his hand off and casually take it over to docking bay 86.
Wait, did you say you cut off his hand?
Well, it's got a handprint reader. And use
So
his hand to open
So
the
you
lock.
used like a scalpel or something from the medbay to like cut up his hand?
Yeah, or a combat knife or whatever we got available.
There is a combat knife.
Hold on, sorry. Yeah, the ship opens based off his biosignature from his hand, and as you walk in the ship, you see Voltron walking towards you down the hall.
It's good to see you, old chap. Glad you finally made it this far.
This is entirely confusing.
If you'll give me a hand with these restraints, we can be off.
I give him a hand.
Where did you get that?
What, you don't recognize it?
Should I?
Well, it was one of the two hands holding the blaster shotgun that took you captive.
So you've dealt with our friend, have you?
I wouldn't call him a friend.
Well, capital. In that case, I guess we have two ships now, don't we?
Well, as soon as I use this hand to rewire the coding to match our biometrics, yes. I set about that process immediately. I also update the ship's registry as belonging to one Wilberforce Jericho Carruthers III.
By the way, I think this droid has something to tell you.
Is it really the droid I'm looking for?
I don't know.
I don't either. But I would also like to update my title to Admiral, since I am now in command of 2 ships.
No, you don't get to do that. Come on.
I totally do. Anyway, what does the droid have to say?
I don't know. You can ask it yourself.
Wait, seriously? BB7?
Well, he's probably got a different designation.
He's an older
But he's
model.
green.
He's totally a BB series, though.
Yes, he's definitely BB series. But you don't know what his designation is.
Anyway, the droid is in the ship. It rolls toward the cockpit. It plugs itself into a socket. Beep boop boop beep boop beep boop. Red lights start flashing in the ship. What do you know about this droid, Voltron? I should mention that I did specifically state that I am working on changing the ship's registry and overwriting the biometrics.
Well, let's be clear. I convinced this droid to open this door, and that's all I know about it.
Great. Self-destruct sequence activated. I cancel the self-destruct and unplug the droid from the wall.
Make an intelligence roll.
I have an IQ of 12. I'm rolling at +1. I rolled a 17.
I'm gonna call Modar.
The
Yeah,
droid
we should totally get motor over here.
the self-destruct sequence activation seems to have been started by the droid based on a protocol given to Sladen's biosignature. So apparently, because he died,
He had a dead man switch.
he had a dead man switch.
I see.
And the self-destruct sequence can't be stopped. At least you can't stop it.
Alright, I rekey the biosignature for Slade to tie to my biosignature, which is alive, which will reset the sensors.
Apparently, it was activated by a. I mean, I don't think you can do that. Is what I'm trying to say.
You're not going to permit me to engage in a battle of technical mumbo-jumbo wits with the DM?
Nope.
A wise choice.
The dead man switch must have been activated by a chip in Sladen's body. There's no way to reroute it to
See
yours.
if Modar can send a bit of juice through Sladen's body to make it appear that he's alive.
Can we
For a few
convince the robot to stop the self-destruct sequence?
Well, right now it's just sitting there.
Robot, cancel the self-destruct sequence.
It does nothing.
I pick the robot up and walk out of the ship with it.
It protests, but it
Great.
actually, Phil, make a strength roll.
Oh dear.
The first thing you do
2.
doesn't help.
It jumps out of your arms and starts rolling away off the tarmac.
I chase it down, saying, "Somebody stop that droid!"
Make a dex roll.
A dex roll. Okay.
To see if you trip over your own
19
feet.
plus 1.
Wow. You catch it. Make a strength roll to hang
no.
on to it.
13.
Here we go.
Minus 1 is 12.
12.
Yeah, because I only have 8 strength.
You're able to secure it in your arms, like you're holding onto it now.
It's okay, great. I take it over to our ship.
Make one more strength roll because it's trying to get out of your arms as you walk towards the ship.
17. Minus 1 is 16.
You successfully get it to the ship. Don, there's about 20 seconds left on the self-destruction sequence
I
countdown.
call it to Modar and Amy and have them come help me restrain the droid.
Okay.
So
They are able to. Wow! Amy trips over her own feet.
of course she does.
The droid escapes and starts rolling towards the cockpit.
Oh gosh. Well,
This
Don,
was a
you know how
terrible
that
idea.
droid initiated a self-destruct sequence on Lawrence's
She rolled a
ship?
2.
Fortunately,
Okay.
I have plenty of safeguards on our ship to prevent random droids
What
plugging
about
in and activating
what
our
about
self-destruct.
Modard? What did he roll?
He rolled a 3 and Amy rolled a 2.
Oh my gosh, what do I have to do to get good help around here?
I don't know, maybe be some
I
yourself.
continue chasing the droid.
Make it a dex check to pick it up.
9.
Combined with much better rolls from Amy and Modar, you're able to restrain it.
Oh my
Good.
goodness.
So
Okay,
back
we
to the ship that's
power
about to
it down.
explode.
Yes.
Alright, so is there anything I can do to cancel the self-destruct?
At this point, make another intelligence roll.
Okay, here we go. That's a 9. Plus 1 is 10.
No dice. It looks like the computer system is, like, totally locked down.
I quickly scan the cockpit to see if there's anything valuable or useful while performing an emergency system log dump.
You don't have administrator privileges to do that.
I have an administrator's hand.
Turns out the hand is only good for getting into the ship.
I alert the port
And there's 10
authorities
seconds left on the countdown.
There's about to be an explosion in docking
run
bay
out of the ship.
84. Is that the docking bay? Whatever bay is.
86.
86.
And they should clear the area.
And what are you doing, Don?
Running away because the self-destruct is about to make things very unpleasant for anything in the ship or even in the docking bay.
Make a dex roll.
I also power up our shields.
Probably not a bad idea. Oh no. I have a 12 index, so I'm rolling at a +1. I have
Yes.
a total of 3.
Oh
You
dear.
have a total of 3.
It wasn't a 1.
Oh dear. Well, it's not as bad as it could have been. However, you're not able to clear the blast zone before the ship explodes, and you take
Oh no.
8 points of damage
Oh my
from the
God.
explosion.
Wow. Ouch.
Are you still alive?
Yes, I have 10 health, right?
Yes, I
health
do
of 10.
believe. I believe you have 10 health.
I better have 10 health.
Thank goodness it wasn't Modar. He's only got 8 health.
Ugh. I crawl my way back to the medbay in my ship as well.
With 2 health left, I don't think you'll be able to crawl very far.
I-
Fortunately, enough emergency response, people from the space dock will be able to pick you up and take you to the, like,
To the medbay on my ship.
I get Modar and myself and run out to try to get Wilberforce into the med bay. Meanwhile, Amy powers down the droid and starts taking it apart. Because that's what
First
she
intelligent
does.
thing you've done all day. And it was somebody else doing it.
Excuse me. I was the one that got out of the ship in time to get away from the blast radius.
By the time you get back with Jericho, Amy has not managed to actually take it apart. She says that this thing is just, it's so stubborn, it won't let me get into it. She's got it trapped in the engine room, but every time she tries to get it down, like, where she can work on it with a spanner or something, it, like, rolls around angrily and bumps into walls, and
I
thought
shoot
we
it
turned
with
that thing
Flynn's
off.
stun gun.
it shocks Amy with its shock probe.
I shoot it with Flynn's stun gun.
Do you have Flynn's stun gun?
Sure, he's incapacitated in the med bay. I just borrow it from him.
Oh my word.
It doesn't affect him at all. Actually, no. Sorry, make a combat roll to see if you hit it.
Make a combat roll. Okay.
Incidentally, I'm not in the same room as this.
You're in the med bay recovery.
humanity.
I have some very bad news.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
You rolled
Well,
a
you
1!
tell me he's unconscious for the rest of the session.
No, but Amy is.
Oh no.
You idiot.
Oh no. I shoot it again.
Make another combat roll.
Oh no.
I rolled another 1.
You rolled another 1?
Yes!
You stunned yourself. You're unconscious. The droid rolls out of the ship. Your entire crew is incapacitated.
Modar is still up.
Shoots the
And I
droid.
told you.
Modar's still up. Don's still up.
Modar's still
Well,
up.
Don's
No,
not
I'm
really
not
up.
having that.
Don is completely
Modar's still
incapacitated in the med bay. Dr. Albert and Modar are both like helping drag you into the medbay. They haven't actually gotten you like into where you're still like
Oh my god.
extremely wounded. On the way out of the ship, the droid shoots out a little like grappling hook and starts towing off the body of Sladen.
Oh my god.
It carries it out of the ship and disappears into the chaos that has erupted after the explosion in the Stardock.
All right,
Okay,
this one
well.
is unarguably your fault.
Okay, to be fair, I rolled 2 ones in a row.
This one is 100%
Like-
indefensibly your fault.
I don't feel like it was a bad decision, though. It was just an unfortunate shot, is all. That's what happened here. Let's be clear.
It was plural. An unfortunate pair of shots that should never have been taken in the first place.
I felt like it was a pretty good idea, honestly.
I feel like you should stop doing things you feel like you should do.
Listen, all right.
Never yet worked out.
Listen, Modar rolled a 2 last time. I rolled a 1 this time. Come on, you can't blame me for that. That's not like that's my fault, okay? Come on.
That's 100% your fault. Don't try to escape blame on this one.
Okay, all right, Mr. Genius. You make a roll.
I can't.
You're both completely incapacitated.
Well,
it's gonna be a while before you and Amy both recover from the stun blast. And it's gonna be
the medbay is healing me.
the medbay is trying to heal you as well as Flynn, who both had near-death encounters today.
it's not gonna take like 4 turns, though.
I am dying.
Quite literally.
Oh, jeez.
The worst part is, I know for a fact that Voltron will continue to make boneheaded spur-of-the-moment moves that will get us into more trouble.
Listen, what happens if I roll 2 20s, huh?
Wacky hijinks ensue, and you still manage to take off the bounty hunter and get knocked out.
Then I stun the droid, and we get all the information from it, and we probably get to sell it for like 1,000 scrap at the next
You're trying
station.
to stun a robot by running an electrical current through it, and you somehow expect that to preserve its data intact? You absolutely are forbidden from ever making any plans that hinge on you rolling a 20.
Well,
Sure.
the dice were against you if in that you rolled 2 1s. On the bright side, nobody in your crew died today.
And Lawrence did. And the droid is going off to collect the bounty on him.
No, the droid is probably going to go get whoever hired Lawrence. And whoever Lawrence had an insurance policy
I
with.
don't know how. The
And
droid
half
blew
the
his ship
galaxy.
up, so what's he gonna do? How's he gonna get off? I don't know.
Half the galaxy is going to be looking for us. We'll get off planet right away. As soon as we all recover.
On the right side, you have a lot of really nice cargo in your hold.
You know, I gotta be honest, any session that ends with "on the bright side, nobody died" is not a session we're gonna be talking about.
Oh,
Not a session we're gonna be bragging about. I'll be talking about this one for a while.
Listen, I feel like I made several calculated risks, and they just didn't pay off.
I feel like not one single
And that
calculated
is
risk you have made
unfortunate.
this whole game has ever paid off. I think your calculations are the problem here.
I just feel like the system is working against me here.
I think the system you're describing is your mental processes.
Now that's not true. That's unfair.
Unfair is walking out of a party that you called the cops to break up and finding my ship tethered to a building.
Okay, listen, it was a great idea.
Unfair is having to track
Modar
you
rolled a
down.
2. It wasn't my fault.
Unfair is being incapacitated in the med bay while my crew member shoots up the rest of my crew.
Amy did trip over her foot on the way out of the engine's bay and almost killed herself, so she's pretty clumsy. We can't blame all of that one on me.
Unfair is watching you introduce me to the droid that blows up the ship we almost got.
Well, to
Although,
be
to be
fair,
fair,
I
he
didn't know
didn't know
that
it was
it would
gonna
do
do
that.
You didn't know anything about the droid. You're like, oh, he probably has something important to say.
Well, he was beeping at me, so.
Oh, good. Beeping. I
Well,
didn't
it's not
realize
like
you
I had a
spoke droid.
speech chip implanted. What was I supposed to do?
Maybe you should get one of those.
No, he didn't have one. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he should have had
I
one.
would like to chip you, actually.
Yeah, okay, I'm sure you would.
Well, I think that it's past my bedtime, and I've got work I need to do before tomorrow, so
This
we
has
better
been a
end the
tremendous
session here.
cluster of fail.
Oh,
But
geez,
nobody
listen,
died.
If I die, I'm re-rolling as Lawrence Slayton. Okay, number one.
Good, a dead guy. He
knocked-
can't get us in trouble.
No. Listen to my reasoning. He's an incredible bounty hunter. Number one, he's remarkably resourceful. And he's got a great gun. He
A two-handed
despite
gun, which he
being
can't use.
a long-standing bounty hunter, he has no bounties active on him. He gets away clean every time.
Except for this time.
Next, he escaped triple bondage aboard our ship and hijacked it against 2 crew members somehow. After that, he nearly
Beginning to
killed
suspect
Flynn.
there was a great deal of plot armor going on when we first met
That's
Amy.
what I'm thinking. When we first met Lawrence, right? He almost killed Flynn. You got lucky he didn't knock you out again. He knocked me out. I didn't even have a chance to try and shoot him. You'll notice the GM didn't even let me try. He knocked me
Yeah,
out.
the GM tried to avoid giving me a chance, but I was able to get out of that one.
Then he dies, quote unquote, dies, gets killed, and his droid blows up the ship, comes into our ship, tries to blow it up, manages to get away with the body. I think his spirit has been reincarnated in this droid, alright? Because the droid is insane too. Like, what did I have to roll on
so
a
there
strength
are-
to get him to grab him? This thing is like the size of a soccer ball. He
You
shouldn't
have a
be that
strength
hard.
of 8.
Right,
I
but
mean-
8 seems like it would be enough.
Well, clearly it wasn't.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this droid is insane, and somehow he still,
Okay, so
like you
there's
said,
one-
still got quite a bit of plot armor left over from Lawrence. So
There's one crucial element you're missing in all this. Ready for this?
just don't tell me about how it's all
You
my
can't
fault.
re-roll as Lawrence because Lawrence is dead.
Yeah, so you say.
I cut his hand off. Even if he comes back to life, he is restricted to one-handed weapons
One-handed weapons.
forever.
Right. Oh, he's probably got a bonus to one-handed combat.
Oh, that shotgun he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he's spec'd in on that sucker.
Oh god.
Well, I need to go to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
This has been a hilariously fun session, guys. I really enjoyed this.
Good game. Too bad I
Good
spent
game.
most of it unconscious.
That's probably the best part of the
Oh
whole
my
thing.
god. Alright, you get out of here.
Maybe there will be more dice rolling next session.
That's
And fewer boneheaded mistakes.
Not likely. Let's be honest. If I keep up the good rolls, there's going to be lots of boneheaded mistakes.
I think all your boneheaded mistakes happened before you started rolling.
No, come on.
Alright.
GG, boys.
GG,
you next
guys.
time.
Peace out.
Catch you on the flip side.